Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Recording in progress.
Welcome everyone, welcome to Stocks Network Trading. Thanks everyone for joining. Happy Friday, Juma Mubarak, Eid Mubarak. Welcome guys. It is Ron and Dave from Stocks Network Trading, and it is 7 a.m. Eastern on this beautiful Friday morning, June the 6th. Welcome guys. June the 6th is a big day. It is live NFP at 8:30. It's the US job numbers, so it's going to be very significant, guys. It's going to be volatile, so please trade with proper risk management. Okay, if you over leverage, if you do something silly, you have the ability to give back a lot to the markets, and that's not what we want to do. We want to go into the end of the week on a profitable note. We want to de-risk as much as possible. Hopefully we go into the weekend on a good note. Some of you guys have had a fantastic week this week. Some of you guys are not even trading NFP because you guys have reached your DLA goals and maybe just sitting on the sidelines watching, or you've already started your long weekend. So that's amazing. If you have, congratulations. But if you're going to go into it with us, let's just trade careful, okay? Let's have some fun too, and let's see what the markets, how they're moving leading into the NFP and how they're moving right now. Starting at 7, we got a nice little bullish move coming back up on gold, and we've got NASDAQ pushing down. Okay, so that's what's going on right now in the markets. How is everyone doing? How's everyone's day? And we're gonna go through the news. There's a lot going on in the news. Number one, Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They're having their little bromance. They're going at it like an old married couple. It's actually very, very funny to watch live and to watch the drama unfold on a minute basis. They're just going at it. It's actually very, very funny. You got so those are developing stories on an hourly basis. So just keep in mind, those two, when they're tweeting and doing all kinds of things, they can cause their own volatility, even regardless of what's going on in NFP and things like that, okay? But you never know. You never know. Like I'm hearing already some conspiracy theorists already that, you know, those two are doing this on purpose. They have a plan what they're doing. Today they might kiss and make up, but they dumped like Tesla yesterday 17%, and next week Tesla has announcements of their taxi and all their new stuff that they're doing. So you never know what's going on. Maybe they could be driving the price down, buying it back up. All of this shit, guys. You never know these days what is going on. There's so much corruption and so much propaganda. You said it, Sergio, all kinds of who knows, okay? But we can't control it. All we can do is control our risk management, okay? So that's what we can control. But it's actually very, very funny. It's like get some popcorn and watch this drama unfold. It's like a new reality series that we got going on. But it's funny, guys. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts. And okay guys, so let's get into the charts, and then we're gonna go into the news and all of that. So today, Friday, so some of you guys have already got up real early and you guys have already been trading the European session. We had some European news come out from Germany, from France, all of that. The British news have all came out. Now we're moving into all of these red folders right here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. In exactly 1 hour and 25 minutes, all of these folders will be released. You can see the first two are Canadian red folders. The Canadian unemployment change and the Canadian unemployment rate. So our unemployment rate here in Canada, where I am, it was last month 6.9%, and it's actually increasing 0.1% to 7%, our unemployment rate, which is rather high. This should be under 4% or lower, but we're creeping up there. You never know. This, if it hits double digits of unemployment, that's should be an alarm bell. If a nation gets to 10% on unemployment, that's a lot. That's starting to get up there. Okay, so that's not good. if unemployment is increasing. So, but that's the Canadian news, okay? So, and that does affect the Canadian dollar, the loonie, everything over here. But what we're concerned about are more of these 3 red folders right over here. We have the 3 US folders, the big ones, the NFP ones. So number 1, you're going to see 3 actual results coming out here. First one is average hourly earnings month over month. So you can see last month, last NFP was 0.2%. They're forecasting an increase in average hourly earnings, 0.3%. So that's good. That's good. We want to see people making more money, right? More money per hour. That's great. We don't want to see kind of this going down. We also have the non-farm employment change. Okay, so you're going to see a number here. Last NFP, the results were 177,000 after they were revised. They're forecasting right now 126,000. So that's approximately 50,000 less than last month. And this is on jobs creation. So they are forecasting that the U.S. economy is creating 126,000 jobs, but that is substantially lower than last month. But we'll see what the actual number is here. So if this is like, for example, 100,000, it's going to come out red in here because they're creating less jobs than the previous month and less than the forecast. That would not be good for the US dollar, right? So then whatever security you're trading, look at correlations and things like that. However, if this is, they blow this number out of the park. For example, let's say this is above 150,000, like it comes out 150,000, you'll see green. They did beat their forecast, that's good, but they're still lower than the previous month. So that's where you kind of get that sideways. But let's say this is 200,000. So it's 75,000 more than the forecast, and it's more than the previous month. That would be good for the US dollar. Then that's where you could quite possibly see maybe gold be bearish and things like that, okay? But again, it's not just the numbers, you know, these will be released, there will be ups, downs, fake outs, all of these things. So again, if you don't feel comfortable trading when the news is released, don't trade. Trade after. Wait 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You know, you don't need to trade right away, the first 1 minute or the 2 minutes or the 5 minutes. You can wait. You can wait. Let the news get released. Watch the market, how it moves. See if it's coming to a demand area, a supply area. Watch if there's fake outs, all of these things. If you're speculating, go very small. Not just with the news, but everything. You got to look at your spreads. You got to look at slippage. You got to look at all of these factors influence when there is all of these red folder news. The best thing to do is, when in doubt, just wait it out. Wait it out and then let the storm go by and then trade after, okay? That's just putting it out there for everybody, okay? And please trade with proper risk management on this. We've seen multiple accounts blown up during these red folder announcements, and I don't want to see anyone blowing up any accounts, okay? We don't go full port on red folders. It's a gambling style of trading, and it won't get you anywhere in the long run, okay? And then finally, we have the unemployment rate. This is a big one too, because it gives the official percentage of the unemployment. So you can see we're much lower than Canada here. It's 4.2% was the previous NFP, and they're forecasting, again, no change, 4.2%. However, if this number comes out 4.3, 4.1, you'll see is it good or bad, okay? Remember, if it's 4.3 or higher, that means unemployment rate is going up. More individuals are unemployed. That would be red, not good. If it's 4.1, it's lower than 4.2. That means that the unemployment rate is decreasing month over month, 0.1%, which is better than this increasing, okay? So that's what we have. If you don't know what non-farm payroll is or NFP, you can click on one of these folders and it will briefly explain to you what it is. This one right here, the non-farm employment change, these numbers, 177, 126. It's a change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. Why do traders care? Job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending. So when people are working, more work, more money, more spending in the economy, overall good for the nation, which accounts for the majority of overall economic activity. However, if we have more individuals at the unemployment line not seeking work, there is no work, there's no job creation. We're going to have a lot of individuals struggling and being more conservative with their money and less stimulation into the economy, and therefore we have a bear market and a bear economy, and some analysts are even saying that it could lead to a recession. They've been saying that for a long time now, but you know, hopefully no nation goes through a recession. It's not good. I went through that in my earlier days in 2007, 8, 9, 10, and it wasn't good. It was a tough time for for myself, and a lot of my friends and family suffered through that time. So hopefully no one has to go through that ever again, but you just got to be smart with everything, okay? So that's our news today. And then after that, we have Wall Street at 9:30. And then if you want to trade, continue trading through the afternoon. There's not much news this afternoon. Just be careful trading on a Friday afternoon, okay? So that's what's going on today. Earnings-wise, not much going on in the pre-market today. ABM Industries, we got Apparel Group, Manchester United is reporting. Yes, someone asked me, you can invest in Manchester United. I didn't want to bring up too much of the European football because I allowed the fans to, I know that there are hooligans and some big fans out there for European football, but what happened to Inter Milan last week? They got killed 5-0 by PSG. My goodness. Like it was horrible. I could have gone on the pitch with my son and beat Inter Milan. If that's what they put on the field that day, that was horrible. That was a Champions final and they got blown out 5-0. Okay? So to all the Inter fans out there, Inter Milan, what happened? What happened? Okay? So I had to bring that out there. I held off for a couple days, allow you guys to grieve, but now it's time to lay into you guys what happened there. That was an embarrassment. Okay, and I don't think we have anything special earnings wise after hours on a Friday, just the Children's Place retail stores. Okay, in the news, lots going on in the news. Holy shit, guys, how do we keep up with all of this news in the markets, all the drama? Man, just get some buttered popcorn and just enjoy the show. You got Trump and Elon Musk going at it now. That is hilarious, but just be careful. You never know. Today they could be kissing and hugging and making up, and the markets can continue to move, okay? I don't know if it's all show, what they're doing, but whatever. I just take it candle by candle, okay? And I just enjoy on the sidelines what's going on. It's actually like a reality show, but it's crazy. Like, we haven't traded through this drama in years, but it's fun, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And we got a few things here. Okay, so what do we got? Lululemon, okay? They had earnings yesterday. Lululemon stock plunges 20% as company's second quarter outlook misses Wall Street's estimate. So Lululemon Athletica is not looking good, okay? And we love Lululemon. We love it. We love it. We love what they produce here and things like that, but they took a big hit over here. Ford says Carney is in deep trade talks with Trump. So I'm actually intrigued by this because I'm Canadian and this does affect me here. Carney and Trump were talking behind the scenes yesterday. So they're trying to, what I'm hearing is trying to agree to like a truce on the trade between Canada and US. That would be fantastic for both countries. We are each other's #1 trade partners. So that would be good if they can do that. So that would be positive for both countries and a good step ahead. So, but that's happening behind the scenes. They're not really releasing much information, okay? What else we got going on today? Let's see. Bank of Canada here, hearing less catastrophic tariff talk from businesses. That's good. Tesla was in the news yesterday, all with Elon Musk. They were down at one point 18%. I think they closed minus 14%. Then there was a tweet late last night say that, you know, they're talking now. They're back in good talks, and I believe they're up in the pre-market right now. Let's see. Tesla is. Let's see. Yep, they're up almost 5% in the pre-market. Okay. What else we got going on here? Okay, so that's what's going on. Lots of drama unfolding. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it, okay? Our Discord, guys, we sent out a few signals over here. Let's take a look at what's going on. That was a long trade on USD JPY running for over 130 pips. Indices over here. We had a nice double top over here. Double top, like an M top. Here was one. Here was the second one on US 30. Nice sell. Let's see what we got for commodities. So commodities was a miss right there at 3365. No volume closed above, didn't get there, and so that was a void trade. So we just got to look for another one, okay? Guys on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. Welcome, guys. There's a free Telegram community pinned at the top of the YouTube channel for you guys. It's this right here. It's got our YouTube links. This was a summary of our trading session June 5th. If you remember yesterday, here's the breakdown of it, what we traded gold, the overview, key analysis steps, the trade execution, the outcome, and lessons we learned on that. So it was a nice 100 pip move we got on gold. We kind of bought the bottom of that steep sell-off yesterday, and caught the first bottom, which moved 100 pips and more, okay? This is our blog that we just did, everything you need to know about trend lines. The trend is your friend, and everything that we do here. So congratulations to everyone on YouTube and everyone on Zoom. And these are results of trading with Dave in the earlier sessions, okay, guys? And also, if you want to join the team, you're welcome to join the team. And there's also, this is where you can get the free blog. If you come to our website, stocksnipertrading.com, and you come to blog, all of the free blogs are available here, okay? There is some that are for members. Those are our weekly outlooks, but everything else is available to everybody here, okay? So let's get into the charts. And over here, guys, we have news, financial juice on the left side of our charts. So as news is developing, you'll start to see it coming in here, like right now, just right now, as I'm speaking, 7:17. Russia's state nuclear corporation head, I asked Grossi to mediate between Russia and US on US fuel issue at the plant. So this will be more, we'll be looking at this when we get into NFP. You'll start to see all of the results here and any speakers or anything like that, okay? So welcome everyone. Thanks for everyone for joining on Zoom. I appreciate all of you guys. Sergio, welcome, good morning. Sergio, our admin sent you an email. If you can check it out over the weekend. Thank you. Welcome, Conrad. Welcome, guys. Danny, welcome. Samuel, good morning. Thank you guys for joining. And YouTube, thank you guys for joining. Romel, welcome. Jip Smith, thank you. Romel, all the way from DR, Dominican Republic. Thank you. I love it down there. I come to Punta Cana quite often. I love DR. Thank you, guys. Epic, welcome. All the way from Sri Lanka. Welcome. Beautiful. I'd love to visit Sri Lanka. Sultan, Afghanistan. Welcome, brother. V. Gabor, Cupid. Welcome. Trinidad. Welcome. Tony, Juma Mubarak. Welcome. Eid Mubarak to you too, brother. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, guys. And let's get into the chart. So we're going to start off with gold. And we're going to break it down, top down, and then we're going to move into NASDAQ, and we'll have both charts side by side for NFP. Or what we can do is we can just do gold, and we can watch gold specifically for NFP, one chart, and then we can move into NASDAQ. But that's completely up to you guys. If you guys want, we can do both of them at the same time, so you guys can watch either one of them, okay? But let's get started with gold. Some of you guys have already done your analysis. That's perfect. You've done your top down, and now we're going to bring it down to the lower time frames, okay? So we're going to start off on the daily and bring it down. Okay, and just one more thing, sports, just get the sports out of the way. If anybody watched the game one of the NBA playoffs last night, wow, what a game. What a game. Indiana was down 15 points, causing 20 turnovers in the first half, and they came back, and Halliburton with the dagger, with the game-winning shot, with unbelievable, with 0.3 seconds left in the game. If anybody watched that, it was unbelievable. Big game. Okay, guys, so this is gold on the daily. You can see we're barcoding this entire week. Monday, we had that big push, and look, we're kind of just consolidating around just above 50% of it and at the resistance. So Tuesday was bearish, Wednesday was bullish. We had Thursday turned bullish, went back down, closed bearish, and today we're barcoding very simply. So there's gonna be a move. The market is waiting for NFP and going into next week as well. So are we gonna get that push coming up here, approaching almost all-time high, or we're gonna get another push down? We're in this channel right now where we're ascending and it is pushing up, but we're not making any new higher highs over here, okay? So there is a resistance. Now, let's go into knowing what this wick represents. So this day is when gold hit the all-time high, 3,500, right over here. So it was on April 22nd, okay? So it's coming up with a big rally, big bullish rally coming up, made a higher high right there. It pulled back, it consolidated here, then it continued with its next strong leg. That's what made the all-time high. But we do have now this area of this supply, these double tops that I've been talking about now for months, starting in April over here, that this zone right there, those two bars right there, and then you can see when it came in again, and then it actually retested it, got rejected, and started that leg coming down. So if we stretch this zone into the future, you can see we've been tapping into it all week this week, but we don't have any consistent blue volume closing in there to start building it up in here. It's kind of getting pushed down. So this zone, we got to stretch into the future. It's going to be significant maybe next week. We might see bullish volume trading above here, closing above, and we could be filling our all-time high wick very, very soon in the markets. Okay, but when we had this leg down and this leg down, it came to an area of focus. It came to this bull flag. We've been identifying this bull flag for multiple weeks as well. You can see when it had that rally, kind of 3-barred in here where it was bearish inside and then turned bullish, and that's what took us to that all-time high. So that was a bullish flag pattern at this time in the market. So if you figured that out, you acknowledge that, you trap that volume in there, and you stretched it into the future, naturally that pullback came right into that green zone, and then it went right back up. So if you stretch with this again into the future, that second leg came right back in the green box, but it broke it. This candle broke it and closed below. And that's when you flip it red. The next day, open bearish ignited and dropped all the way right there to 3,120. And you can see that that's our lowest point of this channel that we're trading in right now. And it picked up down here and it came right back and closed again, right inside. So you see a lot of the volume was concentrated in that green zone. It barcoded, it traded sideways, and then finally it came back in there and started moving its way out. But when we look at the lows, higher low, bullish ignited, higher low, still respecting this uptrend. So it came up again with its powerful leg and kind of failed to get into that red zone. It pulled back. If we stretch that zone into the future, you can see it almost tapped in on this day of last Thursday. But you see right here, all of these bodies in this location, this is where we have a daily point of interest. So what I do over here is I place a yellow line in this location. Try and get as many touches as possible. I try to locate it first near where the bodies are. So I got a body, and you can see how it cuts that big bearish candle in half. We have some retests of it, cuts that big bullish candle in half. And then you can see how the volume we have wicks around this location. We have bodies that close and open. There is some impulse breaks, but when you look at the majority of the volume, it's above that yellow line. Even here, you look at there was an impulse break, but the majority of the volume is staying above this yellow line. So this location, 3,285, has been a critical daily point of interest. You could have been trading off of this zone every time it came down. You could have possibly been buying off of it. If you're quick on the lower time frames, you could have scalped a move going below it, but that is the location that we do have to identify, okay? Another one is this big bullish candle. This is the start of today, this entire week. Today is Friday, the end of the week. So can we identify 50% or a zone of Monday's big volume that started the week? Absolutely we can. If you can't just determine where 50% is, grab your Fibonacci tool, and from the opening to the closing price, this will give you a good indication of where 50% of that volume is. It's right there, that white line at 3,333 or 34. So what I do is, again, this is a daily point of interest. It's that 50% region. It's that psychological point of all of that volume. So I place a yellow line. And what we can do is we do our zone now. Since we know where 0.5 is, you use your Fibonacci tool, you go the one line above and the one line below, a little bit above, a little bit below, bada boom, bada bing is what we say here. And once you get that box, go across, stretch it into the future. Now we can clearly see what's going on this week. Now we can talk about Monday. It opened up. It was a little bit bullish, got rejected in the red box, came back down bearish. Where? Exactly. Right at 50%. And it got rejected and it closed right there. Next day, Wednesday, opened bearish at the top of that green box. And it came back into the red zone where it got rejected and it closed right here with this bullish body, trading sideways. And then the next day, yesterday, Thursday, we opened bullish. It actually made our high right there. So we do have to identify that as another point of interest. Yesterday's high is this week's high. So that's our, not just yesterday's high, that's our weekly high this week on gold. Maybe if NFP can come back up there, we're filling that wick and maybe we can break further. Okay, where's that location? 3,403. And it got rejected up there and it came back in the green zone, got a wick, the buyers were there and they closed it right here. So you can see we're barcoding bearish, bullish, bearish, the volume. And then now looking at today, okay, so let's look at the transition from yesterday's close and today's open. It looks like there was no gaps in the market. It looks like it was a clean open where it closed and it opened. Now, notice the open of today's bar. Do we see a wick below it? No. So what is that telling us? As if this was a 5-minute candle. What it's telling me is that that is a bullish ignited candle. It's a strong opening candle. And you can see the results of it. It was very bullish where it was engulfing yesterday's red volume where it was all the way up here, but then we got rejected. So it's an inverted hammer now. It's still holding its bullish open, okay? So that's an indication that it is a strong candle at the open, okay? Remember, this daily candle is not closing for 9 more hours. So will it still retain this open? I don't know. But we'll see if it continues to build. So number one, that is a point of interest, but it's also our lowest point of the day. So that I changed to a purple line. That is representing not only our bullish ignited open, but also the lowest point of the day. And it's located at 3352, right above that psychological 3350, okay? And let's just walk you through it. So it opened very bullish and we came all the way up. So one place that I always look at is 50% of the previous day's volume. And you can see it was a bearish engulfing bar that engulfed that. So if I'm just want to put a yellow line at 50% of, I can determine that might be where it is. Like I'll guess right now. I'm guessing that that's 50%. I'll place that yellow line there. But we don't need to guess. We can grab again the Fibonacci tool from the opening of yesterday's bearish bar to its closing right there. See where the 0.5 is? I was a little off. And now I can just make my adjustments. Now I have it exactly that point of interest of yesterday's bearish volume, okay? Now I can see how we're trading, what happened. So when we got up there was no rejection to push this down. The buyers were strong and the volume was very bullish. It continued to come all the way up to this point of interest where we've got a body that here on Wednesday that closed and where we opened on Thursday. So again, a yellow line right there. That's another daily point of interest at 3,372. And we continued. You can see it was bullish where that's the highest point we got to today. Okay. So it's good to acknowledge the highest point with a purple line. So you can see I have only 2 purple lines. at the lowest point of today and the highest point of today. Those are purple. All the other yellow lines on the daily are other daily points of interest. Now what I look at is when we got up here today, we're still below that big red zone. We're still kind of below this wick, so it is a lower high today. I look over here, it's lower than there, lower high. It's still below this big body there, and we're still below our all-time high. So technically, the offers are being pushed down in the market, but it's building off the bottom. So you can see we're in this type of channel right now. So let me just show you what type of channel we're in right now. We're in this channel right here. Okay, so you see it's ascending. We're coming up. This dotted line is the psychological 50% of this channel. Okay, it's a bullish channel that we're making a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and we could be pulling back. We could be coming back into the green zone in here, right? And still respecting this trend, and maybe we're going to move back up to get to this dotted line and maybe to the top of this. Okay, but we need the US dollar, and we need bad NFP numbers for gold to start breaking up there. Okay, however, if it breaks this, it's going to break our critical demand zone in here, and we're going to lose our channel, and then that's where gold, you could see it trickle down to 32.85. Sorry, I just moved that by accident. 32.85 right there, the yellow line. If it cannot hold, then our next green zone is down here. Okay, so does that make sense, guys? Do you guys see the channel we're in? Do you guys understand this area of supply? That's the all-time high. You got volume concentrated in there, which made a double top, and it came down, but we got good support down here in this green zone, and now we're in this channel where this week we still are holding a good block here. Makes sense, guys? Let me know if this makes sense to you, because if it doesn't, because I'm going to go now into the hourly and dissect the hourly and then get into the 5 minutes. So this is pretty clear, pretty straightforward. It's essentially like a bull flag pattern is what we're in this entire week. So if this was like a 5 minute candles, that was a big 5 minute bullish candle, and then we got next 5 minute candles bearish, next one is bullish, bearish, bullish. What I would do on the 5 minutes is I would just trap all that volume like so, just place a consolidated box, and you can see this entire week, the volume from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today has just been accumulating inside here. After the NFP numbers and after starting next week, they will redistribute this volume. It's just a matter of time. It could either get redistributed back up to the upside and we're continuing to move back up here, or it's going to get redistributed to the downside. Maybe we break this and then we're dropping down here. So buyers and sellers this week are accumulating, but if we go base off of everything here, Monday started the week very bullish, so that's that rally. That's like the flagpole. Like if we have right now a Canadian flag right here, I would place the Canadian flag, and that's the pole it's on right there. Okay, so this has a high probability of continuing to go to the upside, but news can affect that, and we're gonna have big news today. So if you ask me, it's tough to say. We're in here. It is pushing down, but it is still building. So it's gonna come down to the news. Okay. So if we now go into the 1 hour from the daily, you can go into the 4 hour. I personally go into the 1 hour. I like to see the 1 hour 60-minute candles because I like to see the key hourly opens, like at the futures market 8 p.m. I like to see what happens at London at 3 a.m. I like to see 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern in North America. I like to see what happened at the end of the day, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. close and things like that. So I concentrate on the hourly. We can see now, if you want to break it down, that was that consolidated daily zone, that flag. We can see how the hourly candles are trading inside here. I'll just get rid of it right now. Okay, so we can see the big push when it did come into the red zone. I can now see the day. It was Monday starting 8 p.m. futures market. Okay, if I was looking to maybe draw an hourly resistance in the red zone, what I would be doing is drawing a white line. You can go to the top of the wicks if you like. You can go to the bodies. That's your choice. It's all personal preference. But I now distinguish hourly with a white line. So right there, you can see those hourly candles came up there and then they stopped. They stopped and they pivoted back down. So that's an hourly point of interest. That's an hourly pivot in the market, 3,390. And if you guys remember, like, you can take trades off of this all day. Like, it's a psychological number. And then it got pushed down into the green box. We're coming back up. There they broke it. So that's where we created our weekly high yesterday, Thursday. And you can see when they pinned it was 7 a.m. 8 a.m. was COMEX and some news. 9 a.m. and there's Wall Street. And then they flushed it at 11. And we came in on the afternoon. And you remember, guys, we bought that bottom on the 5 minutes and it moved up 100 pips. So now looking back at yesterday's where we bought down there, we bought the absolute bottom. It did retrace up right up to there. So if you drew, like if you kind of used your Fibonacci tool from the highest point up there to the lowest point, you could have grabbed your fib like that. And you see right there, it retraced right up just a little bit above that 50%, 0.5. There's the 618. So it retraced nicely, but then with this higher time frame momentum, it kind of went right back down. But you see, it's not really breaking down anymore. It's not creating any more lows. So it is kind of building. So on the hourly right now, we can see where there is. At the highest point of the day, it was 1 a.m. Eastern. There's 2 a.m. London right there. There's London's low, basically at the lowest point of the day, the purple line. It came back up. 4 a.m. we came back up. Here is where there's hourly resistance right now. Like me as a scalper, what I would be doing, I know there's going to be much more volume coming in at 8:30, but I could place a white line right there at 4 a.m.'s close and 5 a.m.'s open. I could bring it a little higher if I want, like right there, and get this. But I kind of place it where I get more touches. So if I place it right here at those existing bodies, I look backwards, I start to see that I get those wicks touching right there. I get those bodies right there. So, and then I also look at the psychological number, 3365. That's a good number. So the buyers got to get blue volume closing above 3365, above this resistance, so we can continue to drive higher, okay? But if you look at this, it's a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high. So it is still pushing down. But if you look at those two wicks right there, that wick at 3 a.m., London's low, and this retest right there at 5 a.m., what do you see? I see tweezer bottom lows. So it's still upholding this trend. But we'll dictate to see where we're going to go, okay? So it is building a little bit, okay? So it's building, bullish, it's building, but we still have bearish momentum. So we could trade inside here for a little bit until we see the release. I think it's going to be a choppy NFP, to tell you the truth. It could just trade in here and close inside here, and then we got to wait till next week to see if they start to break this thing out, bullish or bearish, okay? But it's going to be interesting to see what news we get. But right now in the hourly, this is what we got. When we bring it down to the 5 minutes now, this is what we'll be trading for NFP. Yes, we can be scalping. There's big moves, but remember here, guys, this is where we bought yesterday, okay? So we let it come all the way down into this green box prior to noon. We saw all of those wicks. We kind of bought right up here when it started to break, and we were part of this move yesterday. So let's identify these wicks now, okay? So what we can do is, remember, we were trading this live, so it makes sense now. That's why if you stay with one security and you trade it often, you're going to get familiar with it. You're going to know where you took trades. You're going to know where you got stopped out. You're going to know where you got break evens. You're going to know where you made some mistakes. You know where you're going to do where you did some good shit. So that's why if you stay with a security, you get to know it. I know this exactly because we traded this yesterday. I remember dissecting those wicks and saying what was going on and everything like that. So there was good, solid support here yesterday. It provided the bounce, that big bounce right there. And then if it comes all the way back down, that could be like a big double bottom, right? Like if you look at it here, it came all the way down, one bottom. There's our big resistance. and it could come tumbling all the way back down in here, but we're coming into a bigger demand. We're coming back into yesterday's support zone, and we might be going back up. If we lose this, then we're dumping down further, okay? But that's below us, okay? We're nowhere near that right now, but I'm just showing you how to identify a zone, okay? I could also find points of interest now in the 5 minutes, like right over here. You can see, and then if you want to go backwards and look at this area, you can bring it backwards, you can bring it backwards. The reason why I chose a red line here is because I got the bodies, wicks. I see there they just came down, but it went right back up. There they came down and it just went right back up. So most of the support structure is right here at 3355. And if you see to the left over here, when it broke below, it was, when it came all the way down, that's when we were trading into it. That was our resistance, where it stopped and it came back down and started to build, and finally it broke out of there. But that is a key. If it comes down here, maybe we gain some support over here. They're protecting the lowest point of the day, the purple line, and they could be kind of building the depth of market to continue to bring this thing up. But this is what we got going on the 5 minutes right now. So if we were to draw a trend line from up here, that's the highest point today, the purple line at 1 a.m. Eastern, and if we go down with it, you can do it like this, okay? If you want to make from this point to that first point, and now we can see we're kind of breaking it. Some traders will place this like a little different. They'll place it at that next point right here, where again they started it right here and then place it down right there. So you're kind of still in a descending motion, but you're kind of you're catching this point right there. That one, if you should grab the first two touches. Like the first two is more accurate in my opinion. And then what's happening right now is you see the break of the trend. So I'm going to keep it like as if, I was just trading from 1 a.m. and then I placed it right there at 5 a.m. when it got rejected. So right now I don't want to manipulate the line. I can see it kind of just faked out, broke above there, it came back, closed above, it's retesting it, but the volume now is back in this descending channel. So I can see that the buyers peeked their head up there. They kind of broke it above there, but nothing really kind of materialized to go to the upside. So the volume is right back inside here. Where I can see now is that hourly white line is hourly resistance, and now you can see the 5 minute bodies are right below it. So right here, using my white line as a point of interest, I place a red box at those bodies, okay? And this is to represent the 5 minute resistance right there going forward, okay? So you can see how sellers are still pushing the market down. If you kind of want to move this to the left, then you can see that was just a little fake out up there. You continue with this zone to the left. You can see how there was a fake out there, an impulse there. Again, bringing it to the left, you can see how this zone is still holding. There was a fake out there. That was the body that actually closed. That's how we got to the high of the day, okay? So this is our immediate resistance right above us. So what we got to see in order to be strong, we got to see buyers push it above this point, close above here, so that we can flip the red zone green, and then now our white line will be hourly support here. And maybe it builds here, and then we can start to take out those highs, coming back up to this yellow line, daily point of interest, and maybe the highest point of the day, that purple line up there, okay? And then we'll also watch for liquidity grabs during NFP. So what is above here? There is liquidity above there. I guarantee you there's some liquidity sitting above here. So we'll see, will they come up here and tag this liquidity, okay? So it's up there. If they want it, they can come and grab it. But what we also got to watch for are fake outs too. Maybe they'll come up there, they grab that liquidity, it gets pushed back down, closes below here, and then we're dropping back down, okay? So we have to be careful. Got to let the market do its thing. And do we have, like how I drew a red box, is there anywhere where I can draw a green box? I can, but it will be a bigger green box. I can see, like when we came deep down in there, it pushed right back up. When we came deep down in here, it pushed back up. I could place it all the way down in here, or I can place it where the volume is held above this 5 minute resistance. Like right around here, where the body is kind of held where they held right there. I could draw that zone across, and then those wicks just represent that they grabbed some liquidity right below here, where they just broke, they came in and went right back up. Here it broke, it closed, and then it went right back up. So there's liquidity down here, and that's at the lowest point of the day, the purple line. So what it's telling me is those two tweezer bottom lows, they're protecting the low of the day. But there is liquidity sitting below the low of the day, below here. Do they want to come and get it? If they want it, they can come and get it. And then we'll determine what's going on. But right now, you know, you can see some structure being built. So myself as a scalper, I can see right now, it came up one top, tweezer top highs, pushed down. It stopped right here. So this is our neckline. It came right back up. There's a double top. It got rejected all the way back down, and now we're kind of consolidating here. So this is our zone right now where we're kind of trading. I'm just going to place it at that wick, half of that body. I got support, support, support. Okay, so this is what we got going on right now. This is our range where we're trading. If you're trading inside here from the red zone to that, it's about 35 to 40 pip range. This is going to open up substantially. We're going to get more volume as we lead into COMEX and NFP in the next less than 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes. Okay, so that's what we got going on right now with gold. Okay. What we can do, if you want, we can add some indicators like 9 EMA. Okay, so you can see we're trading basically right at the 9 EMA right now. Our 200 EMA is this purple line. So we're right again at the 200. So anytime I see the 9 and the 200, you know, trading very similar or on top of each other, they're kind of coiling up, and that's when you get some kind of consolidated trading, a lot of sideways trading. So we got to wait for maybe this 9 to diverge above the 200 or continue to go back below. That will give us a good indication whether it's bullish or bearish. But when they're side by side like this, I hate trading inside there with them. Let's just add our SST daily bar over here. So this is our daily bar indicator. You can see how we opened right there, opened that bullish ignited open. It shows our high of the day, and it shows this wick coming down. This is how much volume we have left in today's candle on our daily bullish ignited candle. It is an inverted hammer candle right now. So we're going to see, are we going to lose a majority of our bullish volume, or is it going to continue to build? But we'll watch this. So right now we're having an impulse break of this neckline. It could just be a break and come back in, or if we see it close below there, you could possibly kind of look for maybe a further sell to come down if you're looking to kind of scalp any moves. Okay. But that is gold. Okay, we're going to leave gold over here on the left side of our chart, right next to the news. Okay, so Trump he's out there right now. He's in there. He is writing. Prices are down. Income is up. Our border is closed. Gasoline is cheap, and inflation is dead. Our country is booming. Companies are pouring into America like never before. Okay, you got to take what he says with a grain of salt. I'm just calling out facts. He's been saying at his meetings that gasoline in US is below $2 per gallon, $1.98 and $1.99. There was actually a analyst that fact checked every single state in America, and there wasn't one state that had gasoline below $2 per gallon. So that was fact checked, and he's saying coming from his mouth that it was less than $2. Okay, and it's not. Okay, where he's saying right now, companies are pouring into America like never before. A few companies have negotiated, but they're not pouring in like never before. So just calling him out here. When he's saying that the tariff deals, they're kissing his ass, they're dying to make deals. What happened with the UK? Our UK friends over here with Starmer. Nothing was they just talked. Nothing has been agreed upon. You know, so that was his big deal with the UK. Still haven't heard any details of it. So, you know, China hasn't came. China's kind of ignoring him, called him out on his bluff. Canada is in negotiations right now behind the scenes. So yeah, Big Frank, yours is $3.19 a gallon. Tell me anywhere, if our American friends are here, tell me if you've seen gasoline less than $2 per gallon. If it is, I'm going to come across the border and I'm going to fill up my cars with gasoline. Because I don't know, but if you guys want to believe this, you're welcome to believe this. That's up to you. That's like 50 cents a liter, Joel. Yeah, yeah, that would be pretty cheap, but I don't know. I kind of look into independent news that doesn't have an agenda to kiss Trump's ass or to kind of go against Trump, but I don't like that. I like independent news that has nothing to do with Trump, nor are they looking to prop him up or put him down. It's just the facts. It's just facts. Tell me what the price of gasoline is, and that's it. And that's, you know, that's the news I want. None of this BS stuff. Anyways, that's what you get with Trump. A lot of talking points. But it sucks for us as traders because it does affect the markets. Whenever he says this, like this does affect crude oil. This will affect gold that we're trading. This does affect the US dollar. This is what creates volatility, are these talking points. So it does affect us as traders. Okay, so let's do, while we have 10 more minutes to go into 8 a.m., gold will continue just to do its thing. Okay, so it broke. This is just a typical M pattern, one top, neckline, second top, push down. Now we're breaking. So this one actually came up, retested, and pushing down. Okay, so that's what we got going on. If that's what I was saying, if you're selling this, that's fine. You can grab some pips, no problem. But us, we're waiting over here. Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm going to do an analysis on NASDAQ the same way we did gold, and then we'll watch both of these securities leading into NFP. Okay. So let's take a look at NASDAQ now. So NASDAQ is in the news. Again, it's got a lot to do with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Their little bromance that they got going on. They're like little high school kids, you know, just attacking each other now, where they were besties, and now they're attacking each other. So it's funny. And Tesla took a big dump yesterday of 17%. At the end of the day, it was 14%. Right now they're up 5% in the pre-market because again they tweeted that, you know, they're besties again, but we'll see what's going on. It's getting to, like, you just got to get popcorn and just enjoy the show. That's all you can do at this point. But it does affect everything we trade, especially here, NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, we do have our all-time high supply right here in the market. Okay, can we identify it? Absolutely we can. Once it's already established, we can identify it and stretch it into the future. So yesterday, that was yesterday's high, right at that red zone. So you can see how it was one top, that was the second all-time high, and we pushed down, okay? It was a rather substantial push down. Again, this all had to do with Trump's Liberation Day, when the markets dumped, and then right here on April 9, he said it's a great time to buy the markets, right at 8:38 in the morning, and that's when we had that big solid pump. But it got pumped up to a zone. A zone is more powerful than Donald Trump opening his mouth. Right here, there's a pivot in the market, so it was support there. So that big bullish candle that Trump said to buy came right into that supply, and it pushed right back down. But it did make a higher low right here of support. So if we stretch these zones into the future, let's just, you know, coordinate the colors. When it dropped back down, is this a red or a green box right now? It's technically a green box, making a higher low support. Again, stretch that into the future. We may revisit this at some time, but right now, not likely. Again, this zone, The body closed above, it retested it there. Is this red or green? It is technically a green zone now, showcasing where there could be support in the market if it ever does come back down in this location. We also have this one right here. Here was a strong pivot, got rejected, it came back up, and now we got volume closing above here. But that is a point of interest right there. There's the zone. If you look a little further up here, this is where the zone is. So what I've been watching with NASDAQ, and very similar to US 30, was this block right here in the market, right there, where it held that wick, held all of those wicks, held that wick. Here we closed below it, that's why we got that push. But when it came back up, you see the pivot. Did it come into that zone? Technically, it did not. So that zone again stretched out into the future, shows me that this bar right here on May 12 closed above, and you can see it retested it, and it retested it on May 23, and we're still holding it, and we're still driving up, okay? So if you look at the overall pattern, we are pushing up, it is ascending, it is making a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Yesterday was a new higher high up there, but got rejected right at our red zone. So if we come up today and NASDAQ has a beautiful day, Donald Trump and Elon Musk are kissing and making up, and it's good news for NFP, the markets, we could be breaking this and driving, guys. We're not too far away from the all-time high. If you measure how many pips, points, we are away from the all-time high, I'm just guessing, 600 pips. That's not too far away from the all-time high. This could definitely be broken today, next week, at some point, okay? Depending on what's going on in the news as well, okay? So it is pushing up. It is ascending. But now let's kind of dissect what's going on. Do we have points of interest inside here? Yes, we do. Look at this leg up where we came up and it stopped right there, okay? It came up and you see it stopped right there. And then it pushed right back down into our green zone, came right back up. Here we had that big impulsive break, May 29 near the end of the month. It broke right through there and it came right back down, but we're coming up with higher lows and higher lows off the bottom. And again, right here, beginning of June, Monday, June 2nd, it closed above there. And we're retesting it and driving. Yesterday, there's our highest point. Here again is a resistance point, point of interest. Look at Wednesday's close and Thursday's open. So I have a yellow line right here as well in the market, okay? I can place one again at yesterday's high. What I normally do is I use the zone as a point of interest. I use the right here, 21,900. I don't need to place a line there because I know the zone is a point of interest. But for you guys, I just want you guys to clearly see what I'm seeing. So we're all on the same page. I'm going to place a yellow line right there at yesterday's high wick. That is a point of interest. But you see, I didn't have to place a yellow line there because the zone represents that point of interest. Now one more. If we're breaking into here, where are we going to go? Are we going to just go right through this red box and to the moon? No. We're probably going to test 50% of this zone. Okay, so what I do is I place a point of interest right at 50%. That's me guessing that that's half of that red box. I don't need to guess. If I have time like I have time today, I can do a thorough analysis. Just put your Fibonacci from that entire, and you see I was bang on. See, Ron is smoking some good weed this morning. So Ron was bang on right there, right at 50%. So if it continues to drive above 50%, we're gonna hit the top of the zone. I don't need to place a yellow line up there because I know what my zone represents. It was analysis from back here. But just to show you guys that that top of that red box is another important zone. And look at the numbers, guys. Now look at the numbers. You got 21,900 right here, this yellow line. The midline is 22,075. Those are those 25 points. And then our next line is nice psychological area, 22,250, okay? If it continues to drive new all-time highs, where could it go? Well, that's why you got to use that psychology for price discovery, where it could go. Again, go to your whole numbers in increments that is according to your time frame, okay? But that's how you do that, right? Okay, so that's above us. What about below us? What happens if we start breaking down this yellow line and we drop further down? Where are we going to go? Right there. You got a body and a body, a point of interest right here. The market is telling us it did drop all the way down there impulsively, but the candle closed right there. Again, the next day, it did drop down, but the volume closed above there. So you can still see how the volume is still above the yellow line. Yes, there was breaks, but no volume closed below there. So, and then when we look at the wicks, higher, low, higher, low, higher, it's building back up. Okay, if we lose this yellow line and we drop further, where are we coming down to? I would say 50% of this big bullish candle. 50% is right there. Okay, and I can already see the retest that came down there last Friday. Okay, and then if we lose this, the top of the green zone again, right? Same shit. Top of the green zone. If it continues to go down, the middle of the green zone, okay, 20,700, and then the bottom of the green zone, okay, and then the next yellow line. And I can continue to do this. Here's another point of interest. This is where you can either determine whether above or below. This is you deciding. Wherever. If you can't decide at the top or the bottom, go right in the middle. Right in the middle. Or just keep it by a psychological number and you're good. But that's how you can find your points of interest. And you can trade off of each one of these yellow lines all day, every day. They're points of interest. That's where you're going to see volume, buyers and sellers at those locations. Okay, so now let's just kind of just dissect it from yesterday. It was very bullish when we opened. We made that high. That's our weekly high, 21,900, and it came all the way down. It closed right near the low. So today it opened. It opened bearish. It opened ignited bearish. But that's all we have is our drop right there. Okay. So if I kind of want to line this, I can go right to today's lowest point because it was very, very close, and just draw a purple line. Change it to purple. So that's representing today's low point, and it came right back up to where? Okay, where I know it's very close, but that is a critical point right here, where we opened, where we closed yesterday, and where we opened today. So I place a yellow line there. Now I see my opening price is 21,478. It was initially bearish, came down, but strong move coming right back up. It bounced, and as we're coming up, look at yesterday's big bearish volume. Can we identify where 50% of yesterday's bearish volume is? Very easy. Grab your fib tool. From the opening to the close of yesterday's volume, there's 0.5. 21,595. Let's just mark this down with a yellow line. Okay, so that's representing 50% of yesterday's volume. As we came up, maybe sometimes it gets a retest there, a wick, and comes all the way right back down, and it's still holding that bearish volume. But today we can see that we're pushing above it, and this is the highest point we got up to right now. Okay, there's our highest wick. Okay, purple line, and there's a little bit of resistance right here. Can we continue to come all the way back up and fill to this point of interest and continue to go? Or are the sellers going to come in and push it down? If it starts getting pushed down, this yellow line, this 21,595, this 21,600 might be a key point of interest that the buyers are still strong there. They're still there. They're pending there. They're waiting, and they want to get that pullback and continue to drive this bullish candle up. However, if we lose this point of interest, this yellow line, then the market could start absorbing our bullish volume and coming all the way down to where? Maybe to this point of interest where you got a body, and a wick. But if I place a line right here, that's a point of interest. So just follow what I'm saying. It's too close to kind of the opening and this. If I want to kind of determine from this wick to this wick, again, the halfway point. Psychology trumps everything. Psychology is the most important thing. Now I see, if I was just guessing from this yellow line to that yellow line and I just cut it in half, now I see that it is at a wick of a daily candle. So it's an important area. Now to verify my location, again, Fibonacci tool from that yellow to that yellow, and there it is. There's that exact 0.5, okay, of that zone. Now I have everything kind of equally spaced apart. So those are like kind of my scalp or intraday trade zones, okay? And if you want to know how big they are when you're trading, you can measure the zone. That's what your measuring tool is for. 60 pips. I'll be right after this call, guys, 10 a.m. I have a buddy of mine coming with a truck. We got to go to the Home Depot and pick up some drywall and some framing boards. So I got to measure here the room so I know how much material to buy at the store, because I'm going to now put a dividing wall in this little studio I got going on and make it soundproof and smoke proof. I'm going to put some ventilators in here so I can have a cigar and a cognac at 6 in the morning with you guys. I'm just joking. I'm just playing, guys. No cognac for 6 in the morning, but maybe, you never know, maybe. So what is today's overall volume in NASDAQ? To me, it looks pretty bullish still. It looks bullish, but we still have a mountain to climb. We got resistance above us, okay? Crown, Sergio, yeah, some Crown and Coke, yep. Welcome, Zenetta, good morning. Okay, guys, now NASDAQ on the hourly. You see, we're kind of retracing to 50%. Like, if just right now, if we're just looking from the big drop all the way to that lowest point, we're just looking right now, if you grab your Fibonacci from that highest wick right there to where it just fell down to, this is our retracement now. You see, there's the 0.5, 50% of yesterday's big bearish move. We've retraced right back up to 50%. There's the 618. So is it going to come a little higher? And are they going to drop this thing back down? Or are we actually going to move bullish through here? So this is where there's a lot of resistance. So we're at a point where is it either going to move up or are they going to drop it back down? Okay. Now what's going on our hourly? You can see that they're just consolidating. Started from kind of London. Right here's London. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. up, 6 a.m. down. 8 a.m., 7 a.m. coming up, and now we're starting 8 a.m. So do we have an hourly support, hourly point of interest? It's right there. I know it's all clumped together, but it's still showing me that the bodies of volume are staying above this white line, staying above this white line, staying above this white line, staying above the white line, staying above the white line. Yes, there is some impulse moves breaking down, but nothing, no volume has closed below there to suggest that it's coming down yet. So we're still in this tight consolidation. This entire zone from this white line to that daily high is consolidating. It's building. Are we going to get that next push up, or are they going to bring this thing down? So it's important to watch right here. Okay, guys. So that's what's going on the hourly. On the 5 minutes. Okay, so this was that big drop. This is that hourly pullback right to about 50%. And this is what we got going on the fives. Okay, so they're getting kind of tough to trade. You know, like if this was any other day, not just NFP, I would be avoiding this right now. I'm going to wait to see what they do at the daily high, or I'll wait to see what happens at this hourly white line. I'll let the market continue to accumulate and figure out where it wants to go, but I will be watching down here and up here to see if volume closes above or below. Here too, see the fake outs, how it came down, back up, came down, back up. I want to see if there will be some bearish volume close actually below there, or watch for fake outs. Okay, adding our indicators, our trusty 9 EMA, we're trading right at the 9. Our trusty 200 is right here at the hourly support. And then our SST daily bar is looking bullish. Okay, you see we opened, we came down, low of the day, we came all the way back up. There's the high of the day, and this is where the volume is kind of consolidating right now, above that hourly point of interest, and we're still above this daily point of interest. So we could continue to build up to the high of the day and break out, and our zone from the purple line to the yellow line is right up here. That's about 50 pips, but as a scalper, I would also be looking from the purple line to the yellow line backwards, and then I can see at a point in time when the 5-minute candles were trading Thursday at 2:20 a.m. prior to London, how they were trading, how high they went. There's point of interest. There's a body and a wick at 688. So if I'm a scalper, you know, like sometimes I'm looking just to scalp from the purple line to the red line, 660 to 688, that's 28 to 30 pips. That could be a nice little 30 pip fill if it doesn't have enough volume to get up to that daily point of interest. Okay, so that's what we got going on right now. I'll leave these two securities side by side. We've got NASDAQ on the right side, and we've got gold on the left side. We have our news from Financial Juice over here to help us make some informed decisions, okay? So everybody okay? So you know how I have liquidity up there below here. Also, there's liquidity for NASDAQ at above the high of the day. There's lots of liquidity up there. They're going to come up and grab this. And there's liquidity kind of below this hourly support over here, okay? So what time is it? It's 8:10. We have 10 minutes to go, and we're going to go into COMEX, Commodities Exchange Open. That is specifically for metals such as gold, silver. That's their exchange. Like gold does not care about Wall Street, okay? Wall Street is more for NASDAQ, S&P, Dow Jones, okay? This is the exchange that's opening up specifically for gold, just like NASDAQ has a specific exchange, Wall Street, that opens up for this, okay? Guys, can you guys hit the like button on YouTube? If you understand what we're looking for today, NASDAQ looks choppy, guys. It looks choppy right now. Gold is actually, it's got some nice moves, okay? It's moving rather nicely. So that was the break. See now how the red line, how I put it, it was resistance over there. It turned to support, but that bearish candle that closed below at 750, you see how it came up bullish, bullish, bullish to that kind of red line, and now it's resistance. They rejected it back down. Again, it came up to that red line, it's resistance, and they're pushing it back down. So you can see how a line of support can turn to a line of resistance just with the volume, We watch the volume. The volume is variable. The volume is the only thing that is moving. So if the volume is below, these points of interest are resistance. If the volume closes above, these points of interest are support. So that's how we look to see if the market is still moving down. We look to buy above, we look to sell, all of those things, okay? And then if you guys are seeing what this kind of flag is right here in this orange, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. What it's representing is on our SST daily indicator over here, we have like a, you can add a Fibonacci to follow. So like right over here, you can see how I've kind of taken off the 0, the 236, the 382, the 618, 786. I've kind of taken those off. The only one that I'm interested in is 50%. It's 50% of the entire candle, not just where it opened and closed. It's from the entire range, from the lowest point to the highest point. That is telling me where exactly 50% of that candle, of that daily bar is. So just showing the gold bar where it opened and came all the way up, that's telling me that that's exactly 50% at 3,363.64. That is the psychological 50% of today's candle, okay? So that's what that's representing. So it's showing me that the volume is below 50%. Like if this inverted hammer gets filled back up and above there, then I know that the bullish volume is above 50%. So that helps me, guys. That's that psychology of 50% in trading. I showed you 50% of a candle. I showed you 50% of a zone, and that's 50% of the entire day's trading volume, okay? Markets run on psychology. See, I can even add it on NASDAQ. You see how I don't have it on the NASDAQ bar? But if we add it on NASDAQ, see, so I'm just going to add the 618. Okay, it's I can make it again orange. Okay, so you see it's right here. So that's where 50% is on NASDAQ. We are well above it. Okay. Okay, now you see the candle. Look, it's an inverted hammer. Remember, it opened bullish ignited. So are we going to lose our ignited open today? Or like, will this candle flip like a bear shooting star coming down? Or are we going to build with this leading into NFP, okay? So right now, see the 5-minute volume has came all the way back down to this structural zone. We did have these breaks right there, and that's the lowest point of the day. But now it's coming right back down to this green box. Is it going to go back up? Are we going to find some support here? Or are we going to see a bearish bar close bearish below here and continue to drop down? Maybe take out today's lowest point prior to NFP, prior to COMEX, or during COMEX. But again, this is what we got to watch for. Do you guys find that these EMAs are too busy? Do you guys want me to get rid of them? Like this is the EMA 9, the green one. This is EMA 200, the purple one. Do you guys want me to get rid of these? Are they too much, or can you guys still see everything? It's up to you. Like I don't normally trade with these things. The EMAs are good. Okay, just as long as you guys know what's going on with them. Look at NASDAQ, how choppy it is. Please guys tell me no one is trading this, okay? This is absolutely horrific, okay? This is as bad as it can get, okay? So just careful with trading NASDAQ right now. There's absolutely like no direction, no way to trade this. Unless you're buying or selling and you're putting a stop loss below here or above there, just wait it out again. Volume will start to get better as the news is released. You know, I can't say that for a fact, but at least the volatility will go by, and I can't say that the volume will get better because we've got Trump and Elon Musk going at it like some high school kids, and they affect these markets, unfortunately. Okay, so everyone is aware. We have COMEX market opening up in 3.5 minutes. I'm going to reiterate this. If you are trading, looking to trade, please guys now take a look at your spreads. Make sure your sizing is appropriately adjusted. Are you going to go all in on the first trade of the day? That's up to you. I'm not doing that. If I do look for trades, I'm gonna make sure the spreads are okay. I'm gonna make sure I have the appropriate lot size. I'm gonna trade the appropriate security. All of these things. It's up to you guys. You know, I'm not here to babysit. Remember, I got kids. I gotta babysit all day myself. But you guys are all adults. We're all mature here. If you guys want to trade the way how you trade and gamble on these news events. I know some traders can't stop that. It's an addiction. It's up to you. I won't be doing that. Do I have a trade set up for news? No. I'm just waiting. I am waiting. Just watching how things are developing. Let the news settle. Let the news go by. Let's see what the numbers are. And we go from there. It's very simple, guys. Like you guys are asking me about my predictions for gold. Just think common sense, okay? Job creations are coming out in the United States. Job creations. I'm going to ask you guys, with everything, remember, these are results from the previous month. So what month are we? We're June. So these are all from the month of May. Did anything happen in the United States affecting jobs? What do you guys think? I'm asking you guys. Let's all analyze together. What do you guys think? Has the United States been creating jobs or not creating jobs? What do you guys think? It's not a trick question. It's just asking you guys for your inputs. Some of you guys live in the United States. Maybe you guys know more than us here in Canada. Bruce losing jobs. Armandi not creating. Omar, there are no jobs. Okay, so I just read the first 3 comments. To me, that doesn't look very exciting for the job market. You guys are pretty bleak on it, okay? So is that good or bad for the US dollar? Very simple. If people have no work, losing jobs, not creating jobs, less people have jobs. And so that is not the best situation. That doesn't show strength for the US dollar. As an investor coming outside, maybe from a different country, do you want to buy US dollars? No, it will weaken the US dollar and you'll see more selling of the US dollar. So we're talking about predictions of gold. If those numbers come out and show us that job creation is down, it's below their forecast, it's below the previous month, we will see US dollar sell off, and correlated with gold, we'll see maybe a strength in gold. Maybe investors will feel more obliged to buy gold, a hedge against uncertainty in the United States. That's where you could see a bullish move on gold. And when I look at that with the numbers, if we're holding this support zone and we're building, looks like a double bottom could come up, then I'm looking for buys. But the opposite is also, if they're unbelievable job numbers, great job growth, they're creating jobs, then that's going to be positive for the US dollar. That's great. We're going to see more money pouring in, more buying of the US dollar, and therefore we'll see selling of gold. And then gold will be bearish. We'll probably break this green zone, we'll take out the low of the day, and we're dropping. And then we'll lose our daily open of our candle, that bullish open. We'll lose our inverted hammer bar. This will turn into a bearish pin bar and a shooting star, and we're dropping down. How far down can we go? We've already acknowledged it. Maybe 3,340, because that's where it caught the bottom yesterday, right? That's where we could trade down to. Maybe it breaks even further. That's why we have that yellow line down there, okay? So here's COMEX market open, guys. It's right now, okay? So again, this market on this exchange open is for gold, not necessarily for NASDAQ. NASDAQ will wait for Wall Street, okay? NASDAQ is an eyesore right now. At least we're moving somewhat nicely on gold here, but we've got a bearish bar, bullish bar, bearish bar. Again, let's wait it out. Okay, and then at 8:25, I'm just going to go over to Forex Factory. We'll recap those numbers, what we're looking for, just in case you guys joined late. Thank you guys, 300 viewers plus. I appreciate you guys. If you guys could kindly leave us a like prior to NFP, we do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Next week, we're going to do some different hours because I'll be working down here. Got a lot of construction to do, and I got to finish it. So I'll be busy. Next week we'll be maybe doing some live Londons and maybe some live futures Asian sessions. We'll mix it up. We'll see. But definitely, I don't know how much of New York I'll be doing next week. Okay, so I'll keep you guys posted. Dave does New York's and things like that. Yeah, only 83 likes. If we don't have 200 likes, then I'll just be working down here. Then we won't be coming on YouTube, unfortunately. We'll be on Zoom, guys. But okay, so let's see what's going on. Yeah, Mike, we might do some Londons. I'll get it started if we do Londons like around 2 a.m., guys. My time, 2 a.m. So that's pre-London. And then 3 a.m. is... starting the London sessions. Joel, why not get a tradesman to do the work? I enjoy doing the work. I enjoy it. I enjoy renovations. My dad helps me out. You know, it's time to bond with my old man, pick his brain, ask him what's going on with Trump. I actually enjoy the renovations. It's easy. You could go out and hire anyone, but I enjoy doing these things. I love the renovations in the house. I have rental properties, Joel. I do the renovations there too, so I enjoy that. If you guys need any renovations, let me know. I'm welcome to come. We'll cut a deal here. You're streaming all day? No, unfortunately not all day. I got so much to do today. It's unbelievable. I don't even know where to get started. Right after this, I gotta also take my tower to get fixed. Again, remember we were talking about this, how it kind of freezes. They were saying it could be the motherboard, that I'm taking it to the computer store. They're gonna maybe have it all weekend. So hopefully they can figure out, diagnose what's going on with my tower here. It's been awesome, great this week. We haven't had any pauses or freezes, so that's good. Let's not jinx it for NFP here. And it is also Eid Mubarak to everybody today that celebrates. So it's a big day, big celebrations. Home improvement, Ronnie. Yep, that's why I'm always at the Home Depot. That's why I know the Home Depot stock prices and everything. I'm there every day. I'm just like, just go in there and asking the workers what's going on. I try and get some insider information. I'm at the Home Depot. Netflix. Anybody been watching Netflix in the price? All-time highs. And last night when I was watching the NBA game, it was live YouTube. I haven't seen that before, so I didn't even see that. Netflix has picked up all the NBA finals, and I looked at Netflix price, and it's trading at all-time highs. Okay, so nothing really going on for COMEX, just barcoding, bearish, bullish. Again, we got the NFP starting in 5 minutes. So real quickly, guys, this is where now we really have to get serious now. I know it's all fun and games, but now it's time to get serious. 4 more minutes to go. This is the big one, guys. The unemployment rates and this one. So remember, last month we had 177,000 jobs created. This month, they're forecasting 126,000. Okay, so that's 50,000 less than over here. Okay, we will see the actual number. Remember what we were talking about. If you guys said it, not me, that the jobs don't look good in the U.S. So, okay, we know that, but are they going to be above 126? Are they going to be a 100? Are they going to be 75? Like, how bad are they going to be? That's the question, okay? And then they could also trick you. Maybe it comes out 150. It beats the forecast, but it's still below. They didn't create as much as last month. So that's how you gotta understand this, okay? But the number is 126, okay? And then over here on our left side, we've got Financial Juice. It will start releasing the information too, and have everything. But all I'm saying, guys, is right now, just please trade with proper risk management, okay? If you've done well this week, consider how much you're going to risk, consider how much you're willing to lose. I wouldn't trade your entire weekly's profit for this silly NFP. Next week might be fantastic trading. We might have an amazing week next week, okay? So don't just go crazy on just this event, okay? If you don't feel comfortable trading right away, wait 5 minutes, wait 15 minutes, wait till 9 a.m. You don't need to trade, okay? Sometimes you might just see a big bearish candle just drop, or a big bullish candle just pop. Like, if you're in it, you're in it, but it can hurt you too if it goes other ways. So just be careful, guys, okay? Franco, that Pacers game was unbelievable. That fourth quarter was unreal. They were down 15. They caused 20 turnovers in the first half, and they came back. Oh, man. And Halliburton with that shot. Holy shit. Sorry, guys. That's me just talking basketball here. I love sports. I love sports as much as I love trading. Okay, and NASDAQ is still kind of consolidating in here. But here we go, guys. 1 minute and 40 seconds. We'll watch this till like 9, just after 9, and then we'll take a quick little break, grab drinks, grab a coffee. We'll come back and we'll watch Wall Street market open. And I will be done at 10 a.m. today, no matter what. If I'm in a trade or not, I have to wrap it up at 10. Got lots to do today. But here we go. 1 more minute, okay, guys? Don't do anything silly. Right now, double check your lot sizing. If you're using like a 0.1, make sure it doesn't say 1.0, and then you click a buy or a sell and it puts you in a standard size when you were looking for a micro, and then, then I guarantee you're going to panic. So don't do anything silly. Joel, Lambos now? It all depends. If you're comfortable with trading them, I wouldn't recommend that because the slippage on Lambos, you'll probably shit yourself when you see you're down $1,000, $2,000 just on the spreads and slippage. Just to enter the trade. Okay, but 30 seconds, guys. I will be focusing on gold. So I know we have NASDAQ over here, but my eyes are on gold chart for now. Still explain what's going on with NASDAQ, but looking more so for gold. So what has happened? They broke that zone. They came down. Again, impulse. It's above the low of the day. Here they're building. 10 seconds to go. And we'll see the numbers as soon as they're released. Watch. Sometimes there's a move right before they release the numbers. Obviously, they know the numbers prior. Here we go. Okay, so NASDAQ, very bullish. Gold, bearish. Wick, coming down, back up. Okay. Okay, I'm assuming they were maybe good numbers. I don't think they're released yet, but let's see. 139, okay, so 139 is green because it's above the forecast, but it's still below the previous. Unemployment, okay, Canada 7%, 4.2 same, and 0.4 good. So they look like good numbers, okay? We'll see how the market takes it. So good numbers, we said, good for the US dollar. Gold should be selling, which it is doing right now. So let's just look at how they opened it. Bearish, ignited, dropping. So we have broke the low of the day. This is the first 45 seconds, okay? If we want, let's wait for this bar to close, okay? We can wait. Will it close below this green zone? Will it close below the low of the day? Will it get a wick and come right back up? When this body closes, we'll determine where 50% of the volume is. It's all up to you. If you want to trade right now, you're welcome to. But if not, if you've got some patience, wait for this bar to close. Okay, let's see. So they took out the lowest point of the day. Okay, you see how the daily candle, we lost our ignited open, which created our low wick. Now it's coming right back up. Okay, but remember it opened with that ignited bearish head. So that is still holding. It's a hanging man candle right now. Very bullish on NASDAQ. Bullish ignited open, good for the US dollar, good for NASDAQ, good for the stock market. Okay. But let's see what we get here. Okay, will this volume close back inside this green box or will it close below here? That will determine whether we change this zone to red or we keep it green. Okay, so we took out the low of the day. It's coming right back up. All of our news is over here. So what do you guys think? The number, is it good? Okay, look, we're flipping now, okay? So that bearish momentum only lasted for 2 minutes, okay? Now the volume is right back where we were consolidating. Okay, so what did they do? Let's look at the evidence. They grabbed that liquidity down there, right? So they came down there, they grabbed that low of the day liquidity, they got it. Now, are they gonna move this up now? Okay, or is it just going to continue to consolidate in here? If you're willing to wait it out 2 more minutes, let's wait it out. Okay, and those numbers again, they'll probably revise them. But, so they revised last month, 147, 126 was the forecast. It actually beat the forecast. Now they're getting it, they're cooking the numbers a little bit, making them look more presentable. So that's good traditionally for the US dollar, but we also have gold driving up. So they're not always correlated. Okay, so what I see is maybe does gold have a nice double bottom? One bottom, there's the big neckline, second bottom still holding. Are we going to drive back up and break out? Okay, where is this body going to close? Where it closes, we might determine a pullback. It's getting up to that 200 EMA. It's getting up to that daily point of interest, 3362. 1 more minute to go. Okay, so you guys now see the evidence what they did. They broke the low of the day. They grabbed that liquidity down there. They took out all the stop orders. And now we got a bullish candle coming right back up to that red zone, okay? So are we going to break out of here? Are they going to bring it back down? Where will it close? What do you guys think? Do you guys think the next 5-minute bar is going to be bullish to break this red zone or it's going to be bearish coming down here? Look, it might close as an indecision bar with a massive range. That could be 30 seconds to go. Look at it. It's coming right back down to where it opened. And then we have these two wicks. Long wick above us, long wick below us. So we're right back in this consolidated zone. So that candle doesn't tell us too much. You know, it's still trading in this range. Again, those numbers were not convincing. So that's why the market is like, oh shit, I don't know which way to go. The market is as confused as we are. Okay, but I'm still waiting for volume to close below here or volume to kind of close above there. Now again, they open it ignited bearish. Okay, so this could technically come down, but do we want to just go on an impulse or do we want to wait for a bar to close? Okay, you gotta ask yourself this. You can go down to the lower time frames and watch the 1 minutes if you like, if you're really that anxious. If not, maybe wait it out. Okay, so look at NASDAQ. Beautiful, big bullish candle. Again, 50% is probably this, I would say this red line. I'll do it quickly while we're watching gold. Just grab your Fibonacci from the opening of that big bullish candle right there. Yeah, 50% is right there. If you want a bullish zone for a pullback buy on NASDAQ, anywhere kind of inside that green box would be a good pullback entry. If the market comes all the way right back down, you look for a buy somewhere in this pocket to come back up. Okay, so we'll stretch that. We'll make sure that we watch this going into 9 a.m. in Wall Street. But gold is still building. Okay, and then whenever I look to trade, I always look at the wick above, the wick below. So even if you're looking for a buy, you still have to fill that big wick. And same if you're looking to sell, you got to fill to break for. So it's just all I'm looking at is mainly this volume right there. It's concentrated right in there. It's still like it hasn't gone anywhere. Do you understand what I'm saying? See how it's just bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. I'm not trading this shit. Even if this was non-NFP, if it wasn't even a NFP, if today was just a regular Friday, this is choppy as shit. I wouldn't even be looking to trade this right now, regardless if it's NFP. I don't care if it's NFP. This is horrible volume, okay? So if you haven't taken a trade, it's okay. Don't force anything right now. Let's just watch how it builds. Is it building the second bottom? Will it close above this trend line? Will it build a little higher? Will they bring it back down, okay? Scotty, what's up, brother? Welcome back. Yeah, you're going to have a J and come back. Yeah, I'd love to join you. Borix, welcome. Gold has been crap last few days. I had a nice NASDAQ buy today. Yeah, Borix, when I see you trading NASDAQ, I know something is up with gold. Eddie, welcome. Borix is our leading indicator. When Borix is not trading gold, we stay away from gold. We have a leading indicator on our team. When Borix says it's gold time, that's when we trade gold. Okay, guys. So do you guys agree with me? This is not the best volume to be traded. There's no direction. Like if I was a buyer, I would be frustrated. If I was a seller, I'd still be frustrated. So again, let's wait for confirmations. Maybe we look to sell, but I want the sellers to prove to me that they can close it below this zone. That would then get me looking for a sell. At least I have confirmation now of some bear volume closing below here, okay? So with those numbers that came out, this is the direction we should be moving. This makes sense. We should be moving, gold should be selling with those numbers, okay? So let's now wait 1 more minute, 12 seconds to get confirmation if this bear volume can close below here. And if it does, this green zone is, I'm going to momentarily flip it red. And then I could look to sell a pullback, depending on where and how it closes. This has to be one of the shittiest NFPs I've seen in a while. Is anyone in a trade in gold? Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Tell us if you're in a trade. Let us know. We can help you out. Armandi waiting, brother? Okay, so we got now 15 seconds to go. So I'm assuming ahead of time that this candle is going to close below here. So I'm making my zone red, getting ready. How far down is it going to go? Where's maybe 50% of this? Okay, so open, close. There's about 50% if I can catch a pullback. This opened ignited bearish, so it could definitely continue to drop. Okay, but I'm waiting for it to come back up and maybe sell a pullback. Okay, I'm going to use a smaller size because I got to make up for this big range. Okay, if not, if I miss it, I got to wait for that pullback. But this bar opened ignited and could continue to drop down. So like if you want to sell right now, you're welcome, but I'm trying to wait for a pullback. Like if I was just looking for a bear zone from that first candle that closed below, right there. I might miss out on a move right now, but if I'm waiting for a pullback, I'm waiting for it to come back up blue and maybe sell in this. But look at the daily candle. The daily candle has turned into a shooting star and pushing down now, okay? So this move already has happened. I kind of don't want to jump in right now, like at the lowest point in our green zone. So I'm waiting for it to come back up and maybe catch a pullback, okay? So I see now, caught a wick. It's a hanging man. Okay, and remember this green box, that was yesterday's buy. You remember we bought that on yesterday's call? So we could be retracing back down into there. So this is the natural move that gold should be moving, bearish according to those numbers. They were positive numbers. They weren't amazing numbers, but they were still positive for the US dollar. And NASDAQ still has not pulled back into here, so we stretch that into the future and we continue to wait for that pullback in there. Now is gold a buy? Why would gold be a buy right now? Look at this big heavy bearish candle coming down. Okay, so big bear candle coming in now. Now we're entering this green zone. Remember this green box, that was yesterday's lowest point right there, all of those wicks. So is it coming all the way down into there? Will it break that? Will it pull back into here? Okay, so got a wick so far at 3343 in this green zone coming back up. Here's the close in 2 more minutes. Okay, so you remember that this bar opened ignited. Those are those opens that are powerful, those ignited opens. And if you want to kind of clean up everything, because we're getting a new 15-minute candle in 90 seconds, if you just look at your 15-minute candle, so this kind of gives us a good analysis of the 15. So remember, it opened, it was bullish, bullish, bullish. It came up to that red zone, came up to the 200 EMA. They rejected it back down. We just came all the way down inside the green zone, and now buyers are buying it up near the close. So this is going to close in 1 minute. Are we going to get that bearish volume? How much of it are we going to get close? And on the 5s, I'm looking, to sell maybe if it comes back up. Now look at it. Is it going to flip this candle back up bullish and come up and then maybe go back down? Or is this going to be a bullish candle coming all the way back up, closing above here? And we could be looking for buys. Okay, so, like it sold all the way down to the green zone and found the buyers and coming right back up. Now, here's the close. It just turned bullish. Did you see that? It just turned a bullish pin bar, now a hammer, 40 seconds to go. So again, if you were in a sell and you never did anything down there, now it's coming right back up to 50% of the candle. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. If I wanted to sell, this is a good opportunity to look for a sell. Now, look how much I'm selling it on a premium from down there. But this could close above here and continue going up bullish. So I have to be careful. I got to wait for the close. Here we go. It got rejected so far in there. This is crappy, J. Robertson, it is. That's why just trade careful if you're looking to trade. If not, just hold it out. Here's the close. Okay, closed right at the red zone, open bearish. It's blue inside. Is it going to come back down? Okay, so there it is. Okay, will it continue to push down? No, got a wick. Now watch if it flips back down. If this goes back up bullish, then we're retesting our original location. Remember the original location. This was our original block. This was just 50% of that bearish candle. This one holds more weight, this zone up here. Okay, so it's kind of consolidating. They rejected it. And is it going to continue to push back down? So spin top in that red zone, pushing down. And NASDAQ is still bullish. No pullback on NASDAQ yet. Okay, so this is pretty bullish looking at it now. So is it going to come back up and close above our original location? And they just came down there, swept the liquidity, and gold could be continue to go up. Maybe those numbers were meaningless. Just staying with this, just watching how it's moving. We didn't get that rejection there to come back down. Now it's pushing right back up. Okay, the US dollar is retracing down. Again, now we've actually retested the proper zone. This was the zone that held more weight than just that 50% of that bearish candle. So now this is going to be the test. Are the buyers going to close it above there? Sellers going to push this down? This looks interesting. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And NASDAQ too, if you're looking to buy a pullback, let's see what will happen if it comes back to that yellow point of interest, that daily line. Ultimately, that green box if it gets in there. Okay, so big rejection there. Watching, that volume is trading, like right in that box that we located, that 50% zone. 2 more minutes to go. Let's see where this thing's going to close. Are you guys' spreads better? Have they gone down? That's another thing. My spreads have calmed down. They were trading at 2.5. Now they're down to 0.8. So the spreads have came down, hopefully for you guys as well. Okay, and then we have 90 seconds to go into the close. Okay, so you see guys, we're right back up here. We might close above here. If it closes above here, we're going to flip this red zone back to green. And then this kind of block in here is irrelevant right now, okay? So let's just go back with our regular programming. Now we're coming all the way back up. 30 seconds to go. See guys how they brought the volume right back in that concentrated area right here, right there. The volume is right back in this location. So what did they do? They swept the low. They came into that nice good demand zone, and now we're building right back up. 15 seconds go. We could look for maybe a buy. I'm going to assume it's going to close bullish, red to green, okay? And maybe we look for buys, okay? Okay, there's the close, okay? Ignited red, quick push down. Is it going to grab a quick wick at our green zone and come back up? Or are they going to break it back down? Okay, we got our wick. And look over here. So it opened ignited bearish. We have a short wick. So if this candle catches a wick and flips back up, we could be breaking the trend line and driving further to the upside to maybe that red box above us. So get ready. This is a proper retest. Okay. Okay, let's just see if the candle can flip here. Okay, it's still got that bearish ignited head, still pushing down, still pushing down. Yeah, whoever said on YouTube, was it time to buy when it came in that green? Yeah, but at that time it was a big bearish candle. So if you took that buy, congratulations. That's a good. That's that's as you nailed that. Okay, but at that time when it was coming down big and bearish, it's difficult to always consider buying a bearish candle unless you rely on your zones. Okay, that's why it's good to do a top-down analysis, in my opinion. But if you got that buy, congratulations. Oh, Otman, it was you. 100 pips. Congratulations, brother. That's respectable. Good buy. That was unbelievable. Good job. Okay, so we still got that retested. It held multiple times. We got 3 minutes left in the candle. Let's see if we can flip here. Okay, I also look at how many times it came down. It's holding. All we need is this body to flip, and it can drive a little bit. But ultimately, maybe where it closes, how it closes, or if we get the flip. We'll see. Okay, so 2.5 minutes go. This is kind of like the halftime. Now the first half of the candle has expired. Now we got the second half. So the buyers, remember, it opened ignited bearish, came all the way down. It's retested this green zone multiple times. So it is still holding as support, but has not broke this hanging man body yet. And the volume is still kind of concentrated in this barcoding zone. Bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. We've got some bullish volume. It came bearish. Now, are we going to pull out of here? Here it could be the moment where we turn blue, and it could turn into a hammer candle, and maybe it could look for continuation buys out of here. Okay. Okay, I'm still waiting. It is breaking, but holding still. It's tough right now because there's 90 seconds left. Either you got to tell yourself, wait for this body to close, or you're going to go in on an impulse prior to it closing into a hammer, so you got to tell yourself kind of before what you're going to do. That's what I tell myself. So I watch, like I was looking to buy it when it was like 3 minutes left in the bar, but now watching it, it's 90 seconds, 1 minute. To me, I'm going to just let this bar close regardless of what happens. Okay. Because now it's coming back down bearish with 1 minute to go. So I know right at the end, like right now, it could go up bullish, and then I buy, and then they bring it down, and then the next bar is bearish. So I'm gonna wait this one out. I'm gonna wait it to it close. I know I could miss out on a hammer candle building and breaking out, but it's just not worth the risk. I'd rather wait 45 seconds and let the bar close, regardless. I know I might miss out on something happening, but I got rules, guys. I got rules. I stick to my rules. I have rules during the 5 minutes when to take the trade. If it's early in, then it allows it 3-4 minutes to build, but no. So now look at it. It's bearish coming back down. They're just playing games. Now they're just playing games. I don't want to play this game with them. I want more confirmations. Tough NFP, guys. Tough NFP. Yeah, it's a tough one. But just don't force trades. That's it. So we came right back down to the green zone. Okay. So yeah. So now it could be bearish coming right back down, or they break this and come back in. It's just too consolidated. It's like too consolidated right now. Best thing to do is just be on the sidelines. Yeah, you see, guys, so, you know, when that candle flipped, I was itching to buy it, but then I saw there was 1 minute left, and thankfully I didn't hit the buy because I would be in drawdown, possibly my stop loss right now. So I look at that, guys. I think about that. I was this close to hitting a buy, the way how that candle was forming. I held off, so I look at it as a positive right now because they could have got me and I could have been in drawdown or stopped out right now. So just waiting that extra 45 seconds, let the candle close, can save you a strike or a trade. You know what I mean? So, and this could now close bearish below here. This zone is red, and then we're dropping again, and gold is selling. Okay, so that's it. It came up there. It's still below the trend line. It's still lower highs. The sellers are still there, and this is still pushing down. So you could go early and take a sell, but it's best to wait for this body to close. I know it sucks for a live stream. It's horrible. I know. It's not exciting when we're doing this. You guys want to see me get into a trade, I understand, and we want to make money. But sometimes you just got to, I don't know how to explain this. Just be patient. Like, I don't see a real direction. It's nice if you were in a buy, absolutely. But the volume is still just concentrated right here. I'm still on the sidelines, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so now we see a breakdown coming back up. I also look higher low. Is it going to build back up, curl back up, close below here? Are we dropping further down? The numbers weren't like amazing numbers, you know, to like just looking back at the numbers. Okay, we got 139. It's where they created 139,000 jobs in the month of May. It's 13,000 above the forecast. That's good, but it's still relatively below the previous month's numbers. Okay, so you know, do what you want with that. The unemployment rate hasn't changed. The average monthly hourly earnings went up 0.1%, but that's as positive as the news it is for the US. And right now we still see gold selling off. We still see strength. I see strength on the US dollar still. So if this bar closes, you know, again, we're going to close below here. This green zone red, we'll figure out where 50% is. Maybe we'll come retest this. It gets rejected. Maybe we look for sells coming back down, taking all this down in here. If it closes below here. It might not close below here. Coming back down, higher low, come back in. We could get that bullish leg coming up. And we're now 90 seconds away from 9 a.m. So now we're getting an hourly candle. How about we consult our hourly candle? Maybe this will clear up all this bullshit that we got going on. Let's go to the hourly, okay? This is the hourly bars. 60 minutes now. This is more higher time frame. So this is what has happened in NFP closing in 1 minute. We opened the hour, and remember we opened at 8 a.m. So it was bullish during like leading into COMEX, and then the news release now, it tapped into there. So we're still below our hourly resistance at 3365. They rejected it. We broke our low of the day, came all the way down into our green zone. Remember yesterday's scalps? We were scalping those buys off of there. So it did create a higher low, and it's coming right back up. It still has bear volume. So if this bear volume on the hourly can close below that previous low of the day, this could still be bearish coming back down. Okay, last 30 seconds. Look at our daily candle. It's turning into, could be a possibly bearish pin bar. Okay, so we could maybe technically keep pushing down on gold. Okay, and here's the close in 15 seconds. So will it close below here? Let's figure this out. Okay, so it did close below. Just going through the motions. Green to red. Okay, so it opened and pushing down. Will we get a retest coming back up and sell, or do you kind of just want to go in on a sell right away at the first move at 9 a.m.? You definitely could. But if you're waiting for those patient pullbacks, you got to continue to wait it out, okay? But it is pushing down. Just going to clean up the chart just a little bit, okay? I'm looking for buys in NASDAQ in this pocket. If it can come back in there and allow me to buy in here. Dury, you're in a sell? Yeah, it's it's good setup, good sell. But you got a big wick to fill. Remember that big wick? Okay, so, and then structure now. So there is structure on these 5 minutes, believe it or not. There's that body to body. Sorry, let me just get my red line. Right over here. So I'm watching to see, is this body going to close below here? Right here. Okay, Trump on Truth Social right now. America's hot. 6 months ago, it was cold as ice. Borders closed, prices are down, wages are up. Trump on Truth Social. Okay, so I'll give him that. Well, the numbers are correct. The average hourly earnings are up. Take it from this man's mouth right here. So let's see what's going on here. Chino, do I like chebab? Oh, I would love some chebab right now. Oh, you don't even know. Chebab, for everyone that doesn't know, are Albanian kind of kebab. They're kind of like meatballs. Kebabs, we call them chebab. Oh my God. They're the best things ever. You're making me hungry right now. We got to get some pips today to eat some chebab. Okay, so we got a big bear candle, guys. So it's breaking down, lower low, lower high, that lower low coming down. I'm looking for a potential sell, but I want to sell like get a pullback. I'm waiting patiently for a pullback. I haven't got it yet, so I don't want to kind of force a trade, maybe sell the lowest point and then gets a wick and comes back, and then that could have been the opportunity I could have sold a pullback. So it's you got to have some patience in trading. I'm waiting for a buy on NASDAQ if it can come in this pocket down in here. I trade with Fusion Markets. No, it's not connected with TradingView. Okay, and then 90 more seconds to go into the close. And guys, I want to just put it out there. This is tough volume to trade right now. I understand it's tough, but like after Wall Street, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., post New York, this could open up and it might be much better volume to trade. So like I said, just be cautious, be careful when they release news. Let the market do its thing. Even if you're analyzing, you're seeing how low it went. I'm seeing it's building some structure right here. That's going to help me going forward for the rest of the day while I'm trading. So just because you're not in a trade right now doesn't mean like to be negative and that's it. No, you're watching how it's developing, and there's going to be further trades throughout the day. So it's all part of analysis. You don't necessarily have to trade every single candle. you can still analyze the markets and prepare yourself for a better move. Gazura Bayram, Eid Mubarak to everybody. Welcome. Okay, so we're just continuing to wait this thing out. 14 seconds. And even now NASDAQ is getting a little choppy up here. So it made the highest point 21,750 and it's coming back down to our daily point of interest. This could be a pullback and to continue to drive. But here's the close. Okay, so 50% kind of is right there at those bodies to bodies. Even a quick little retest of this zone might be enough to maybe consider selling the market. So it's retested it. Let's see if it can kind of push, continue to go down and drive and fill those wicks. Okay, so it's retesting it. It did originally get rejected. It came back up bullish. Will it go back down? And can we continue to look for a further drop on gold into that green zone? Okay, so you see how it's been retested. It held. I'm going to maybe potentially look to continue to sell this. It's retested. As soon as I can see it maybe come down just a little bit, yeah, I'm going to go in a sell. Okay, so I'm in this sell. It has retested 50%. Just the previous bar candle didn't really retest the upper zone. So what I'm doing is I'm just placing my stop loss above the red zone, and I'm looking to take out that previous low wick and drop down into this bottom of this green box. That's where we had buys yesterday. We were buying out of here. So I'm going to see, does it have enough bearish volume to get maybe down there? So I'm in a sell and I went in quickly just off of that retest of that previous bar, placing my stop loss above here because I don't want it to come any higher and continue to go up. That's as much risk as I'm giving it, okay? So I'm in a current sell on gold, currently in drawdown right now, but let's just see if this thing can play out. Let's see if this bearish candle daily can continue to drive down to the lowest point here. So I waited for that bar to close below structure. It did. Somewhere around here is about 50%. So it did come up, came back down, came in, came back down, and then I went in on that sell. So we'll see how it plays out. But my maximum risk is just above this red zone. And waiting for NASDAQ, if it can continue to push down in here, somewhere like down in here. Okay, even if it kind of consolidates down here and can maybe close down below this second half, it could get maybe a bear flagging down here and then continue to drop down. So as long as the volume can stay below this red zone, it could continue to barcode down there, okay? But if it closes above this, unfortunately that block, I'm turning it green, then we get that next leg up, and that's my maximum risk. See, now looking back, I went in way too early. I could have waited for a better position, but that's what happens. I went in too early. I'll let you guys know when I get stopped out here. Okay, and guys, my stop is right up here. So I'll verbally let you guys know when I get stopped out. The reason why I'm going to get stopped out and I want to get out of this is because if this closed bullish up here and that goes, then we could clearly break up there. I'm not willing to take that much risk on this trade. I'm not falling in love with this. It's not the worst NFP, but still got good volume in the candles. It started off really shitty, but maybe now it's going to open up. Okay, so it's retesting that zone. I got my finger on the trigger to close this position. I'm just watching it right now, the close. Okay, so it's an ignited open. I'm going to get stopped out here. I'm waiting for one quick rejection. If not, I'm out. I'll let you guys know as soon as I get click it. I'm still in it. I'm still holding it. I'm still in it. I need to see a big bear candle come down. But that zone, you know, if I go with now, where's that big bar right there? You know, that's now our support zone that we're coming into. Oh, shit. Okay, so we got a bearish candle opening at that red zone. As it came down, got a higher low wick. We couldn't attempt in here. So if they flip this, that's it. This could turn into a hammer, and that's my stop loss. I'm still in it. Okay, they got me. I'm gonna close the trade. That's enough. Yeah, I got stopped out. Okay, so that's it. We're right back in. Gonna come back into this consolidated area. Fuck, this is tough. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I thought maybe it was going to start to break down. It didn't, but we got to refocus. We got to reanalyze. Welcome to the world of trading. You make mistakes, it's all good. Just gotta, I don't risk a lot. That's all I was saying from the start of the call. Do not risk a lot. Dow is making nice moves. We're going to stick with NASDAQ today in gold. I don't want to start flip-flopping charts right now. We'll stick with what the market is showing us with NASDAQ and gold. So we're right back. Like, this is unbelievable. It's right back in this pocket right here. So we came down all the way down. Came back up. It came all the way down. It came up. And we're right back inside here. Holy. Okay, so we could get, you know, that bullish move driving through here. Okay, the sellers are not present here today. No, it didn't touch stop loss. Guys, listen to me verbally. I tell you guys, I tell you where I'm going in. I tell you where I place my stop loss. I will verbally tell you when I exit the trade, okay? I told you I didn't like how it was set. I don't need to sit there and take the stop loss. It was just 5 points away from the stop loss. I exited manually. I told you guys, I don't like it. I'm out. Listen, listen. God gave us 2 ears to listen. Yeah, they're just, oh man, this frustrates traders. You see, it comes back up. I guarantee you buyers are getting frustrated as shit too. They're buying up here and then it keeps coming down, and sellers are selling this and it goes right back up. This is the frustration between the buyers and sellers, and there's no direction. It just keeps moving in this range, which is a rather large range. Okay, if you measure from here to there, 120 pips, 130, that's a large range. Okay, anyone trading with a 30, a 50, a 70 pip stop loss, is subject to getting stopped out of this zone. Okay, so when I look at this, okay, I take a loss, I see, okay, but the market is still coiling up. It's still accumulating in a larger range. I don't think it's going to trade in here all day, all morning. They will eventually redistribute this volume. You know, maybe it might be the sellers coming down here, selling gold down. It could potentially be the buyers bringing it right back up here. But right now, it's in a phase where it still needs to accumulate. Unfortunately, like I understand, buyers are getting frustrated and sellers are getting frustrated. It's both ways, not just one party. Both parties here. So all we can do is just continue to wait it out. Wait for watching volume. Will it close above here? Will it close below here? You know, if it closes below here too, it could continue to go down bearish. But when we're waiting, we're waiting. And then we got Wall Street opening in 15 minutes. That's going to add some volume, some volatility, more so for over here for NASDAQ. Look at NASDAQ's daily candle, okay? It's very, very bullish. Okay, and then when we look at gold, there's been multiple impulse moves. Impulse, 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 impulse. That was that fake out at 845 where it closed bullish above there and they brought it right back down. So we are coming right back up. So again, if you do take a buy, remember it's an impulse with 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It definitely could have volume built to drive through here. If you do want to wait for it to close, that's up to you. This could be an impulse break driving, or it could just be one of these where it just comes up a little bit and then they bring it right back down. Okay, so with how the market is moving, I'm going to wait for it to close. Okay, I know, because if I take this now on an impulse, it could go up and it get a wick and come right back down, and then I'm going to be pissed off that I didn't wait for it to close. So when in doubt, wait for it to close. I'm waiting for this to close. And then if the buyers are there, they can definitely break it out of here. Will show me that they have some strength, and then I can verify where the body closes and judge off of that. Otherwise, right here, again, you're just trading on impulse. But if you look how it's been built, maybe that can justify taking a buy. It came down, the body's right there. There's that neckline. It came down just a little further down, but it looks like a double bottom, and it's now kind of breaking the neckline. So this is kind of like the double bottom, the W, breaking the resistance. Again, is it going to be an impulse? Will it pull back, give us a good buy entry back, and then we take it up? I'm waiting for it to close. I've made up my mind. I'm waiting for it to close. Yeah, if you guys are in it for a buy, I understand. I understand. It's a good opportunity to look for a buy. It came back up, but I'm just waiting for a 5-minute confirmation. That's all I'm doing. But if you're in buys, I understand. It's just, listen to what I'm saying. You're buying on impulse. That's all I'm trying to say. You see that? How they impulsively, and then they reject it back down. That's what I was alluding to. And that's where I was saying, if I was going to buy that, and it can't, I would be pissed off right now. So that's why I said, I'm not going to play this game. I learned from my first trade. I learned I'm not playing this game with them. So now they came out, they swept the liquidity up there, and now it's a shooting star candle coming down. So maybe my previous bias of bearish was correct, but the market needed one more time to come and get those stop losses up there. And then maybe they bring it down. However, the volume could just kind of close again right in the zone. It's just, I'm a loss for words. I don't know what to say. It's too choppy. Like, what do you want me to say here? This is very difficult. Yeah, the daily candle has indecision too, and that's why it's choppy like this. But I promise you, like later on in the day, this will open up. It's just us, we're trading at this tough time right now. And then we also have Wall Street opening up now in 10 minutes. Okay, but that's a big bearish pin bar, possibly shooting star candle, and then they can rip it back down. Okay, let's just watch where it closes. Again, this zone, we haven't changed this zone. The zone has still been that zone here. Okay, because I might be looking for one more sell. Like my bias is to sell. It's just the first one I went in too early. Okay, but this might be the one where they break the market down. Okay, so here's the close. Okay, so it closed. Will it get a retest? Will it come back up bullish and retest this? Short wick, this could open bearish and just drop, just like that. Okay, but if you're not in now, you got to wait for kind of a pullback. If not, this thing could just keep dropping down. So you have to decide, do you want to kind of take it now or do you want to wait for a possible pullback? Oh, this is the direction I wanted. It's just that damn candle, one candle too late, took out all those stops. See, one candle too late. Wow, NASDAQ is strong. Okay, nice pullback, continue to drive into Wall Street. So I'm waiting again, guys, to buy. If I get a pullback buy somewhere in here, if Wall Street brings us down, that would be maybe a fantastic area to look for a potential buy on NASDAQ, or back down to this yellow line. Okay, you can see the yellow line is holding that daily point of interest. If it pulls back in there. Oh, I'm so pissed off at gold. I want, like, my bias was to sell this shit. Fuck. I'm sorry, guys, but this stuff can really piss you off. One candle, just one candle too late. Well, I gotta wait it out, guys. I gotta wait it out for a close, maybe get that pullback entry and then drop, or I gotta trade off of this thing. Yeah, the dollar's strong. 99.25 right now. Okay, let's just look at the 15s. Give us maybe a better indication. Okay, so the 15 minutes, here was 8:30. That was the NFP news. It came back in right there. There it came back down, back in here. Here's where they kind of really pinned it, what we're watching now, leading into Wall Street, okay? So this is a heavy candle coming down now. It could easily fill these wicks and start breaking these green zones down in here. So again, like a 5-minute point of interest is this body's right here. Is it gonna, 2 more minutes to go, is it gonna break and close below this? We got a low, a higher low, and a higher low. So it is just still, you know, it's still respecting this. It's still respecting that. Got to be careful selling right now. Just be careful, because look, you got to get volume to break this trend and close below those bodies. Then you could get that drop coming down in there. Asil, I've known you for 3 years. This scenario happened with you so many times before. It's just a couple bars too early. It happens in trading. It happens to scalpers, you know. Like we trade more than any other time frame there is. So yeah, shit happens. I understand, but you got to continue to review what's going on. Like I see that they pinned it. They grabbed all those pending orders. All those, I had my stop kind of right there. Those were other sellers that had stops up there, got liquidated, and they're watching this move coming down too. So are they adding more sells, or are they going to wait for a pullback to sell up here? Wow, strong dollar, okay? So the job numbers, just to reanalyze, job numbers looked okay. They looked positive. They were green. Trump is out there right now. He's out there. America's hot, you know. So you got a lot of positive news coming out of the U.S. Good for the dollar. Is gold going to continue to sell down? And we're trading at that psychological area, 3,350. Okay, so here we go. Here's the close of this bar. Okay, it opened bullish ignited. First retest it wants to do is 50% of that bearish body, which is right there. If that doesn't hold, it wants to come back up to where that body opened and back to our original higher time frame zone. This zone that's been we've been watching this zone this entire time. Okay, so you've got that bullish ignited open. The candle is coming back up. Will they reject it back down? And we're leading into Wall Street. Okay, so there's a big rejection. Again, that's one of those kind of setups that I like to scalp. I like how it came up, it got retested, pushed down, shooting star. But I know if I take this sell, they could bring it right back up prior to Wall Street, and then again, all of those stops could happen, and then maybe it could go back down. I don't know. You got to decide, do you want to take this trade 3-4 minutes prior to Wall Street or just wait it out? I'm waiting it out. There's just this, I know the games that they're playing, and it's just not worth trading inside here. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys want me to either buy or sell and just get into a trade. I can't justify hitting the buy or sell button right now. It's in this ascending motion coming back up. We've been faked out the low, faked out the high, and we have Wall Street opening in 3.5 minutes. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The risk to reward, even if I was to take a sell, for example, if I sold right there, just to come down to the green box, that reward, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because are you going to take out your profit when it comes down there? Because you're entering that green zone and it could skyrocket right back up. So if you get into a sell, is that enough for you to do something? 50 pips, 75 pips? Are you going to do something there? Okay, so I'm just going to wait it out. Like, just if this was on any other day, if you saw gold trading like this, what would you be doing? Would you be engaging in this, or would you just be watching? Like, just because it's NFP, you know, it's got a big name, everyone goes crazy for it, but just looking at it, if this was any other day, would we be as excited to trade this? And then I just see it. They're faking out buyers up here. They're faking out sellers down here. Again, they're faking out buyers up here. Could possibly, again, fake out sellers down here. 2 more minutes to go into Wall Street. US dollar looks still considerably strong, showing strength. NASDAQ is showing strength. Markets are showing strength. So traditionally, we should see gold selling off, but it's not ready yet. I wouldn't necessarily call this manipulation. I'd call it more of an accumulation. The market is accumulating. They haven't really manipulated anything so far. It's in the symmetrical triangle as well. All of the volume still is contained in the symmetrical triangle where it's coming up, going back down, coming up, going back down, coming up. But it's kind of getting towards, you know, the apex over here where we could possibly have that bullish breakout or the bearish breakdown. Maybe we got to wait for Wall Street to open up. But if you ask me, my bias is still bearish. Okay, just so we know, my bias is still bearish on gold because of the numbers that came out, how the US dollar has strength. My bias would be that gold would be bearish, but it's clearly not. We can see that. It's clearly building still. And here we go, 25 seconds to go into Friday's Wall Street market open. Let's see what will happen again. It will be volatile. Again, it's a new market open. The exchanges are opening up. Flood of volume. You can trade right away. You can wait 5 minutes. You can wait 15 minutes. You can wait till 10 a.m. I just hope everyone has some sort of rules that they follow, okay? Everyone is different, but make sure you have some personal rules. That will teach you discipline in the markets. Okay, so here we go. Here's the open. I'm looking to, if NASDAQ pulls down, I want to buy a pullback. I don't necessarily want to buy the highest point of the day. It's just not in my rule book. I don't necessarily trade like that. I want to wait for a better entry on a pullback. Because sometimes when you buy, every time if you buy the highest points, that's where you get pulled down. And you're in drawdown, you close, and you had a better opportunity if you just waited it out. And sometimes, yes, you're going to see markets just continue moving without you. That's fine. If it does that, just continue to wait patiently for that pullback. It might happen 30 minutes from now, 1 hour from now, 2 hours from now. But it's better to wait for that entry than to just buy the highs of the days. Okay, so now we're coming back down, okay? So I like that. I like that. My original, but it's barcoding. Now it could break and come down with this volume. Do we just want to enter on that candle? Again, this is where they can play games with us. If we enter right there, it could come down a little bit, catch a wick, and go right back up. So I'm now waiting sellers to show me that they can close it below here. I'm not playing games with them anymore. If the sellers are strong, prove to me that you can close it below this structure right here. I'm not asking to close it all the way down into that huge green box. I'm asking just to show me that you can break this, because every time you come down here, it goes back up. Comes down, it goes back up. Comes down, it goes back up. We came down and we went back up. This might be another one where we come down and we go right back up. This candle will prove to me. If you need to break it down in the singles, go down to the 1 minutes and you can clearly watch it. This is the 1 minute candle right now, closing in 3 seconds, right here. So this is on a 1 minute bar at that green box. There's the official close. Okay, so that 1 minute did close below there. Now we got a bullish ignited. This will be a retest candle. Look how quickly it's coming back up. This is representing that wick. That's what I mean, where it came down and it's going right back up. That's why I say, prove to me that you can close it below here. Otherwise, it's just playing this game. Now it's coming back down. So that's that 1 minute that got rejected and trying to come back down. But it opened with that ignited open. So you see it's a strong 1 minute fake out. On the 5, it's got a nice wick on it. Look at this shit. Okay, so you got to be careful in this zone. They're trapping sellers. They're trapping a lot of sellers down here. Okay, so this is where gold might, it gathered all the liquidity down here, gathered liquidity here, and they're going to bring this ship right back up. And all of those NFP numbers are all bullshit. They're all adjusted. They're all revised. Oh, man. That's why, to those traders that said, Ron, I'm taking Friday off, I wish I was them right now. And just save, oh man, my eyes are sore from watching all of this. So those traders that said, I'm taking a day off today, congratulations. Wow. They did a responsible decision. And then you see the volume is still in this ascending formation. Okay, so like the sellers did not prove to us that they're tough down there. Nope, they showed a weakness. So now it's coming back down. 1 minute to go. Are they going to show selling pressure now? Wow. So like when you want to consolidate an entire zone, like that's it. The volume is kind of just trapped in this location right here. Okay, so is that a good zone to be trading? Just coming down, going back up, coming down, going back up, coming down, just barcoding in here. A couple fake outs above there, a couple fake outs below here, but this is where the volume is still concentrated. So if we look at the overall structure, it looks like it came down, back up, lower high, back down. Those tweezer bottom lows, we're holding the market, we came back up, still lower highs there, but we have created some new lows, but the bearish volume is not following through. See that? Closed back, back above here. So it does look like it wants to sell, but the buyers are still protecting this area rather well, not letting it break down. So this is where we could get some upside move. We could get that breakout coming up. And this could be another impulse break, right? And then if you want to zoom in, you can go watch the 1 minutes. You don't necessarily have to trade them, but you can watch them. You can watch if a 1 minute body closes above here. You can watch, like this is that zone. We're watching the single 1 minute bars right now. This one's going to close in 15 seconds. Okay, the 1 minutes. And they came down right there at when? 9:30, 9:31. That's 9:32 where they brought it right back up. 9:33 down, 9:34 back up. This is our new 5 minute candle at 9:35. Still trading inside here. So when you look at your 5, you got indecision in this zone. It's horrible, guys. I'm going to apologize for the entire markets, okay? I'm going to say sorry. Because this volume it sucks. This sucks. It sucks, guys. I wish I could change it and push a button and redistribute this volume, but it's tough, guys. Nice, Eddie. You're out of the gold. You recovered a $150 loss with oil. That's good. Looking at different securities, there might be other securities that are moving fantastic right now. You know, it's just we stuck with gold and NASDAQ this entire morning. And guys, I don't want to force a trade because I only have like 20 more minutes on this call. I'm not looking to just force a trade. Okay. So I'm waiting for volume to close above here. Now it's coming back up. So, you know, those single 1 minute bars, okay, so it's building, it's building. Is a 1 minute bar going to close above there? This one's closing in 30 seconds. Bronson, this is nasty what gold is doing. I know, bro. It's just be patient. You know, trade smaller, speculate. Okay, if you want to play this game with the market, you know, whether you're buying or selling, just go small. This is where I kind of like, I utilize my manipulation against the market here. If I'm testing something out, I go small, feel a trade. If something goes against me, I can easily close it and refocus. If you go kind of all in with your regular trading size and then they play this, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get stopped out. You're going to get pissed off. You're going to revenge trade. You're going to do some silly things. So right now, just don't play this game. It's still accumulating. They will eventually redistribute this. I can guarantee you gold is not going to trade in here for the remaining of the entire daily candle. Okay, they're eventually going to break it out above here and test these highs again, or it's going to break down bearish and we're dropping. Okay, so now look at what they did. It came back up here. Now it's coming down bearish with 90 seconds to go. Okay, so again, when it came up there, they faked out those buyers that want to buy up there. They all got faked out. Now they're bringing it right back down. Okay, so buyers are getting frustrated and sellers are getting frustrated. That's exactly what the market wants. That's how they just continue to grab liquidity. Above, below, above, below. When they have enough, it's time for redistribution. Okay, so NASDAQ is still strong, you know. Okay, now we're coming down with 1 minute to go. Here it is. Prove to me you can close below this block right here. And then also you got to use a little intuition. Are they going to close it right near the low and then just gap it down and open ignited red and just bearish and just start bringing it down? Okay, that could happen. But here's the close. And I'm still with my bias bearish. I've been bearish since NFP was released. It's just that first trade I got caught, but I'm still bearish. Okay, so now it's actually breaking, closing, 20 seconds. Now we might get our first bearish bar closing below here. Okay, this one, we might have to sell a pullback off of this. Okay, so here we go. Here's the close. Get ready. Where's 50%? Real quick. 50% is probably right around there. Look at the number, 3,350. Now it's coming up bullish. Will it be a quick little rejection and drop? Okay, we break that wick. This gold could really fall down into here. Okay, it will lose maybe all of that support and drop. Okay, so there's the retest. There's the shooting star candle. Okay, and they got a wick. One more attempt, it comes down. We could look to sell that. Okay, I'm gonna go in now. I'm going to sell. It came right back up. It came right back down. Looking to break that wick and drive again into this green zone and maybe break it. Stop loss. I'm gonna go. Again, I don't want to. Oh shit! I don't want to risk too much on this. I'm gonna go tight, conservative. You're gonna see. I'll probably get stopped out, but I'm going tight, just above 50%. Okay. I'm not gonna play this game with them where they can come all the way back up here. And that's as much I'm going to give for the sellers now to push this thing down. Otherwise, that will be stopped out right there. So I have a really considerable tight stop loss on this trade. Okay. And I'll let you guys know. You can see where kind of my stop loss is. Kind of don't want to give all my cards away to the market here, but that's where I am. So I'm looking right now for the sellers to break this shit down on this candle. If they're in here. And this will be my final trade today, regardless what happens. Okay, so you see how many times it got tested. That actual retest zone, remember this zone that we had a green box right there, where it said, can the sellers prove to us to close below here, which that previous bar did prove that. I waited for that retest, and then I went in the sell. My stop loss is really tight. You can see it's just right above 50% of the previous candle. Normally I'll have it above the zone, but I don't want to play that much with this market. If the sellers cannot break it down right now, I'm not going to play this consolidation bullshit inside here. I'm still in it. I'll verbally let you guys know as soon as I get tapped out. Still in it, but they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me, but I'm still in it. That was a good rejection. It was a great rejection. If they can absorb these buyers and bring it down. Now it's getting volatile. It's getting volatile. Spreads are really moving right now. That's a good rejection. Like the sellers, they rejected that move. A lot of volatility in this candle. Holy shit. Spreads are dancing. Here's the close, okay? Are we going to close back near the low and then get one more push down? That might be what we need. So I'm still in this case. I held on by just a hair, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Yeah, Efren, I was better trading the dirty today. I don't look at it like that, Efren. We just started today with gold and NASDAQ. But I'll pick up some pips later on in the afternoon on Miss Jones. But is this gold going to break down? Damn. 10 seconds to go. Strong support here, but if it breaks down, oh, sellers could cut right through this like butter. Okay, so we closed as a pin bar. We got an ignited bearish open. That's kind of the open we want, but still battling this green zone. So this block is still resistance. Oops, didn't want to move that. This red zone, okay. You guys see, I placed a very conservative stop loss, just above 50%, and for somehow I'm still in it. And now can we push right through? First thing is to take out that low right there, like this low. We got to take that out. Sellers need to take that out, create a new low in the market. Okay, so this is the battle again, coming right back to the red zone, and my stop loss is right there. I'll verbally let you guys know if I get tagged out. And this is 9:45, a new 15-minute candle in the market. Holy, NASDAQ is pushing. I don't know why I got stuck with gold trading today. Should have went to indices. Efren, that's too funny, man. Hopefully it doesn't. Trump is talking, yeah, 9:43. Too late at the Fed. Too late at the Fed is a disaster. Europe has had 10 rate cuts. We have had none. Despite him, our country is doing great. Go for a full point rocket fuel. So he's going after Powell now. Trump wants a rate cut. He wants to refinance all of their debt that U.S. has. I don't blame him, but you have to justify a rate cut in the markets. You can't just bully the Fed chair to do that. Who would win in a fight, Papa Powell or Donald Trump? Who would you guys bet on? If they got in a UFC match, Donald Trump versus Papa Powell, who are you betting on? I would pay a big money to watch that. Get those two in a cage. Powell, you guys all going with Powell? Oh, you're going with Daddy Trump? Oh, man. Okay, so looks like I'm going to get stopped out. Okay, that trade was short-lived. Looks like this supporting zone is holding strong. 3345, holding tough down here. Sellers are not ready to break this yet. ZZ, you made up your losses. Get out of here. Yep, enjoy your weekend. Don't go through what we're going through right now. I promise you guys, trading will be much better. Like, give it an hour. Come back, go for breakfast, go for a coffee. Come back at 11 a.m. and it might be the best volume you've seen. Like, sometimes just taking a walk away, refocusing. I'm still in this. I still see a lower high. Still the volume is below this red zone. It could break down. I'm still in it with this tight stop. But we got to get that flag, that bear flag. We need more bearish volume consolidating down here to break this. And we're going into 10 a.m. in the next 10 minutes. I don't know if I'll still be in this trade in 10 minutes. I'll possibly be stopped out, but I'm hoping that the sellers can start bidding to trade down in here prior to 10 a.m. But here we go, 40 seconds. So remember, that was a bullish candle that came up. It's lower, lower high, lower high. We're still below 50% of that bearish base candle. We do have the volume on the low side here, but we kind of got to consolidate a bear flag down in here now. We got to work below this red box right in here. But it's tough because we're at this critical demand area. Okay, so the buyers are coming right back into the close. If they close it above here, get ready. It's going to be a bullish open and come right through there. And that's my final stop. So it did, in fact, close above there. So this zone is back green. The sellers failed down there. They failed to do their job. This is a ignited bar. Going to fill those wicks and possibly stop me out of there. So I'll verbally let you guys know as soon as I get stopped out. I'm still holding it in drawdown. Playing this Friday market game. That sucks. But 1 minute candles are shit too, Joel. Yeah. But maybe a little bit more sense. Oh, yeah, Joel, I see what you're saying. Wow. Okay. Came up, back down. Came up, back down. Came up, back down. Yeah, it's that's as coiled up as you can get. And I'm still live in this. But all we need is just one seller jet. Boom. Just drop the hammer down in here. Damn, it's not there yet. Okay, so it came down, higher low, body flipped. It fills with blue volume. Fills a couple wicks, and that's my stop. Okay. I don't want to play this game where it can come all the way up here and go all the way back down. That's it. If it can't hold this bear candle, I'm sorry. Sellers are weak at this time in the day. They're weak. They're showing no strength. Trump is still talking here. Trump, if inflation comes back, raise the rate to counter it. And again, guys, if this is real choppy, go to your higher time frames to make some sense of it. Go to your 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour to try and make some sense of this. Because the 5 minutes are just hanging out in here. I'm looking for this thing to break down, but I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, that's it. I'm stopped out. That's it for this session. That's 2 strikes for me. That's good enough. I'm not even going to trade for my 3rd strike today. That's it. This is the headaches. All I got is a huge headache today from watching this garbage. But yeah, just looking on the higher time frames. Holy shit. I look at the hourly. Just what do we got going on here? Yeah, it's not really breaking. So that's that good hourly support right there. Like this area. The sellers, later today, okay, you can see how it came down there, held support. Right here, the bodies are right there. Today's wick and our wicks are down there. I was looking for, selling volume to kind of close below here and break. Because look how much room we have to fall. Look at how it's coming down from the higher time frame. Like it makes so much more sense. Like the sell here. But it's just on the 5 minutes, they're holding it. Like where it came up right here, there's the big neckline. It came back up. They swept those highs right over there. It came back down. This is kind of like a right shoulder already in place at 50% coming down. This is what I'm looking for. There's that 200 EMA, those wicks. That's what I was looking for. Some volume to close below 3343, and then look how much room there is for gold to drop. Like when you see this on the higher time frames, that's why my bias is to sell gold. Is because of that bias. But when you go to the, like if I was on an hourly and holding a bigger position, maybe I take sells, I place my stop losses above here, I give it more room to breathe, I lower my lot sizing to make up, but I don't know when this is going to break down. Will it be 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours from now? Will it be start of next week? On the 5 minutes, you can see how slowly, like let me get rid of all these, everything, just to show you what we got going on here. Okay, like look at this. Even if we're in this channel, like it's still in this bearish channel, like in my opinion. See here? See how it's still coming down? It broke for that low. It came back up, it went back down. It came here, they broke, they faked out the buyers, still lower high, we came back down. So that's why I was in sells. I want it to continue to break this and really drop. It could definitely do this. It could definitely continue to drop down. This is what I was showing you yesterday. This is where we had those buys yesterday. So that block is right there. So this is how you can look at it. Because if this breaks down today, it's got a lot of room to drop. A lot of room to drop. Look how much it can fill. Like there's one point of interest, and yeah, this thing could really, really break down. That's how it's looking. And be patient with NASDAQ too. You know, like if you're looking for buys, maybe 50% of this candle. I would be more inclined here at the daily point of interest or this green zone if it gets down there. My bias, I'm sorry guys, is still bearish on gold. It's still from the daily, from the hourly to these lower time frames, I'm still bearish, but it's just not developed yet. It's still kind of accumulating, and don't be surprised later on if gold sells off. But yeah, guys, but that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 10 a.m. I got a few things to do, a lot of things to do this morning actually. But be careful, okay? Trump doesn't stop talking over here. You know, he's got some stuff going on with Elon Musk. Hopefully the Elon Musk drama is over and can just focus on the markets instead of the drama, because I feel bad for Tesla shareholders and things like that are holding as loyal shareholders, and they got to hold through all that garbage too, all that nonsense that's going on. So like it sucks for shareholders of Tesla too, you know, but it's stupid what they're doing to shareholders and everything. But if you're going to continue to trade, if you're going to trade through this choppy gold volume, just careful guys, don't over leverage, don't over risk, trade with proper risk management. Otherwise, just take the day off, come back early Monday, do some analysis over the weekend on some outlooks, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, have a good day today. It was a really good week, except for today's NFP kind of spoiled the week. But that's why I don't let these Friday NFPs or Fridays ruin me as a trader or me personally. I don't. That's why I trade a little smaller on these days, because I know the head games that these red folders play. And it can really ruin your day. It can ruin your weekend. It can. Believe me, I've been through this millions of times. That's why I tell you guys, avoid trading this if you can. Otherwise, you're just going through this chop. It's as frustrating for buyers as it is frustrating for sellers. You see, no one is really winning in here. Unless you're quick to grab a few bars and pip and dip, that's a different story. But if you're holding, it's not easy in this area. Okay, guys. But hopefully next week we get some better volume, and we will be back. And have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you guys Monday. Again, take a look on our Sunday. We'll be releasing the schedule. Again, I probably won't be doing as many New York sessions, more focused on maybe London sessions and some Tokyo sessions next week, because I got a few things I'm doing in the daytime. So look forward to that. Dave trades New York with gold. So you can join the team, visit our website, join the free blog as well. On our website, you got a free blog, and we'll come back stronger next week. Don't let today's day break us down. But it was tough. It's tough for anyone to make any sense of what we got going on here. Let me look at Dow too. Maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we should have been focusing on Miss Jones today. Oh, wow. Like, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at this. See how nice flowing it's moving, but we went with gold because it's NFP, but there's other securities that trade really well too, guys. It's not just all about gold, but it is what it is. Okay, guys, have a good day. We'll see you guys. Thank you guys for your likes, your support, your subscribes. We do appreciate it. And everyone on Zoom, have a blessed weekend. Get some relaxation, get some rest, and we'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned for the scheduling, okay? Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you. If I leave and gold drops, oh man, we'll see what happens, but maybe I leave and it does drop. Yep, it looks like it. Okay, because if I stay any longer, I'll continue to trade with you guys. So I gotta remove myself from here and get out of here. Okay, guys, have a good day. We'll see you guys. Enjoy your day today.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.